Jake O'Brien put on the tap shoes. He just walked right through.
But it's back to Zane Perek, slid over. Misa shoots and scores! Misa upstairs!
You got to give the kids a show, and Porter Martone is all about the show.
Now Spence dancing in. Spence with a shot. He scores!
Romano shot, score! Luca Romano with a quick release.
Bodwin across to Aitchison, scores! Keyshawn Aitchison.
Brown stops, pops, and Ivan Kovic able to make the stop.
There's the Greyhounds. Get it to Martin. There's a shot. He scores! Top shelf, Brady Martin.
And he has a man in Bruce Devich coming in. President scores!
Here's a breakaway pass. 67's looking to tie. It's Ekberg scores!
Jimmy Lombardi storming in, right wing side. Lombardi going to the cooker. What a move! He scores!
How many times is this kid gonna pull off greatness?
The Madhouse on Market Street is packed as we make history. It is the Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game presented by Enbridge. And you're watching it on Rogers TV and all over the world. It's Reed Duthie alongside my broadcast partner Norm Miller. Troy Islikar will join us downstairs along with Cassie Turkstra at ice level. Norm, it's a full house including the broadcast crew.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of scouts around the building as well, and you've seen team personnel from around the Ontario Hockey League. It's a really charged atmosphere here in Brantford for this game tonight.
One player that we have to highlight off the top, we're in Brantford, and the captain of Team East, Jake O'Brien, very well earned.
Yeah, great playmaker for the Bulldogs, and what you've seen this year in his game is he's really augmented the goal-scoring side of his game. Last year, 13 goals, 51 assists. Now we've seen those totals start to even up, and Jake O'Brien really one of the captains here tonight, and a real chance for him to shine on his home ice.
Well, enough about what we're doing up here. Let's send things down to ice level and pick up the introduction, starting with Team West.
Enbridge Gas continues to be a proud supporter of the OHL and is keeping up with the league to bring you savings all season long. Please welcome Corey Morton, Supervisor of Residential Energy Conservation from Enbridge Gas. Representing OHL alumni, Red Wilson Trophy winner, CHL Player of the Year in 2014-2015, and naming figure of the top prospects team, McDavid tonight is his father, Brian McDavid. Representing the host city's welcoming spirit, passion, and the one who paved the way for the return of OHL hockey to Brantford. Please welcome Mayor Kevin Davis. From the Ontario Hockey League, making his Civic Centre debut, Commissioner Brian Crawford. And finally, the man who just solidified OHL hockey in Brantford for 15 more years. Please welcome Bulldogs owner and chairman, we now invite Michael Visa from Team West and Jake O'Brien from Team East to center ice for our ceremonial liaison. Fans, please stand if you're able to do so. Remove your hats and join the Sarai Corps for the singing of our national anthem.
With glory
It had to be emotional down at center ice for Michael Andlauer to drop the ceremonial puck one more time here in Brantford. And as they roll up the carpets, Norm, if you'd be so kind as to take us through our starting goaltenders.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting the call tonight to start the game for OHL West is Alexei Medvedev, goaltender with the London Knights. His numbers so far this season, 21 games, 2.56 goals against, and a nice save percentage of .921, which is from St. Petersburg, Russia. And in the Team East goal, it's the hometown Brantford Bulldogs. David Egorov getting the call. He and Ryerson Leanders have manned the net this year so far for the Bulldogs. You see Egorov's numbers there, and both goaltenders getting a chance to start this game. We'll eventually see Jack Ivankovic and Matthew Kaprowski in the second half of this game, no doubt. We'll see when the coaches get a chance to make those changes.
Your referees for tonight are Jared Burton and James Kraft with the armbands, linesman Joel Kibowicz and Devin Gale. It is Team West in the road whites, trimmed with the light blue and black. It is Team East in the light blues, trimmed with the black and white. Jake O'Brien and Michael Misa. What a way to start it up. They'll lean in, the puck is down, and the Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game is underway for the very first time.
Second face-off tonight for Misa and O'Brien, right? They got the ceremonial face-off out of the way.
I thought Michael Misa was going to win that draw momentarily, as Jacob Kluche tries to slide ahead of Keishon Aitchison, who says, not on my watch. Glavin around the back, he's interrupted by Martone, tried to feed onto O'Brien, wouldn't land. Aitchison, D to D, as that'll be worked quickly along for Carson Cameron. O'Brien trying to keep himself onside, just not able to tap dance the blue line. And downstairs are Troy Islikars between the benches. Troy, what's the atmosphere like?
You know, for an exhibition game, you'd never know it when you see the look on these guys' faces. They are just focused right in on this thing. They understand the repercussions and how serious this game is.
Yeah, if you look around the upper part of the bowl here in Brantford, it is packed with scouts. As Henry Brustevich, a little bit of trouble with the handle. Philip Ekberg, the Swedish import from the Ottawa 67s, drops it into the offensive zone. Liram Amidovsky tried to center, taken away by Travis Hayes, the younger brother of former Bulldog Avery Hayes. Avery just had a fantastic weekend in the American League. Puck cutting around behind the net. It'll be taken on there by Lucas Carmira, stripped away quickly. Shamar Moses runs his man into the end wall. That was Brady Martin of the Sioux Greyhounds. Norm, you see a couple of teams with multiple players in the game that might be on the same line, like a Martin and a Hayes. As a long drive that Egorov had to kick aside. Rebound to Misiljevic put over the top.
And every first action for any of these players, first save there by Egorov, first touch of the puck for each of these players will relax them just a little bit more, won't it?
Misiljevic trying to roll that into Harmer. Carson Harmer wearing the number 88, late addition to Team West after Christian Epperson not able to go. I don't think Harmer cares what number he's wearing. He's just excited to be in the game as Bedkowski steps down. He's the man who earlier this season would have been on Team East, going from Oshawa to Owen Sound. Egorov has to make the quick stop, and Amidovsky will pull back in his own zone. Liram Amidovsky, clear on through 4. Sam Alfano comes up with the stick check, the Taran Cayuga product of the Erie Otters. Owen Griffin, and it's got to feel a little bit weird for some of these Eastern players to be getting cheered inside the Brantford Civic Centre.
Right.
Puck rolling all the way around in high physicality as Amidovsky steps into Alfano. Josh Avery onto the ice for the first time, steps away from Alfano, away from Bedkowski. Mitch Young approaches him at the back of the net. He'll free it up for Bo Jelsma. Body to body with Bedkowski. Not the first time those two have done that, I'm sure. Mitch Young around back of his own goal, up the boards, knocked down. Hopkins kept it alive for Jelsma's shot. Save made by Medvedev. He'll hang on 17-16 to play in the opening period.
Well, and Troy talked about the sort of the energy, a little bit of the excitement for these players, and talking to both coaches before the game, Chris Lazary for the West and Jay McKee for the East, both said, you know, the theme that was really making these players feel comfortable, right? Here's a nice stop here by Egorov early on. But really making them feel comfortable and letting them shine, letting them play their game.
Beauchene up off glass, Deach bats it down, Avery twirls it, and that one hand passed along.
Guys, coming into this game, we talked about offense, but on the west side, when you're looking at both of these teams, on the west side, they have 7 players with over 100 shots on goal this year in the OHL, like compared to the east, where they have 3 at over 100.
So you wonder if the east may be more tailored to the playmaking style, whereas the west with a whole lot of gunners. Bo Jelsma, he'll step forward on the left side. Tosses one towards the front that Medvedev guides away. Hopkins rolls it low. Michael Misa. He and Nick Lardis of the Brantford Bulldogs have gone back and forth to lead the OHL in goal scoring on the year. And Norm, the word coming into the league on Misa was exceptional. He is all that and then some.
Yeah, he sure lived up to it. You see his NHL Central Scouting ranking, and he's currently sits 3rd.
Jake O'Brien to the puck for Zada. Save made by Medvedev. What a
stop
feed
there by Medvedev, and a great feed as you see by O'Brien to Zada.
Luce down to the right wing corner. He'll pop it along for Misa.
A Bulldog and an Ice Dog getting to collaborate.
How often do you see that happen? As Porter Martone tosses into the offensive zone. O'Brien interrupting Brustevich. Lavin will step around for the puck. Brady Martin there as well. Martone tried to deliver it off the half wall. Brustevich with a net guard in the process of failing him. Will toss the puck up and out. Yeah, we're in January. The Velcro and the neck guards are getting a little
it's getting a
dicey.
little worn.
Yeah. Brustevich through neutral. This rolls it into the Team East zone. Carson Cameron, he is fun to watch. A little trouble with a rolling puck as he deals it back off the end boards. Xander Valeris, who was actually with the Saginaw Spirit, but when he was named to the game, was a Kingston Frontenac. Ekberg's drive, blocked off by Medvedev. So instead of going 8 defensemen on one side and 6 on the other, Valeris stays on Team East.
Keeps it 7-7.
That's going to be a good trivia question one day.
Luca Romano in on the right side. Nice shot, nice goal. Romano in the 2-on-1 with his teammate Adrian Misseljevic. Goes off the goal post and in. Team West has a 1-0 lead.
Well, Romano so far this year, 16 goals, 17 assists in 40 games with the Rangers. And it's going to be a nice little breakout play here by Team West. And you're going to see he just gets a little step on that puck and maybe catches Igorov a little flat-footed. Looked like he got a bit of a step there, and Shamar Moses caught the East defense. And a nice shot there right inside the post by Romano.
Troy, what'd you catch from ice level on that one?
Yeah, it was a good look off by Romano. He used his teammate there perfectly and used him as a decoy and made a great shot.
Young with the strip. Amidovsky drained speed on the forehand. Medvedev made the stop. Had a peek over the shoulder. Griffin along the line, trying it for LeBlanc. That'll roll away. Romano has it poked loose. Great burst of speed by Luca Romano as he looked like he was going to be tied up and just accelerated right on through. David Igorov will cover that one up, coming back to the front of the net in 14:37. Remains in the opening period.
Yeah, good conversations with both coaches before the game, and you know, one of the lines that I like that Jay McKee said, coach of the Brantford Bulldogs, is it's not an all-star game. It's a showcase, and there's, the showcase is me putting that in. He said it's not an all-star game, so there's a difference between a showcase and an all-star game. This is a hockey game, right? You want to be able to show what you can do, but at the same time, it's not pond hockey.
Well, we've had more physicality in the first 5.5 minutes than they had in the previous 10 NHL All-Star games before they went to 3-on-3. There's Beauchene. Pops it forward. Passmore down the boards. Beauchene will send it all the way around. Alfano on his backhand. On to Nancy. Harry Nancy from the Owen Sound Attack, who scored his first OHL goal in this building earlier this year. Avery taps it down the boards. Hopkins, left corner. Nancy playing it on to Alfano. Deach over top of the puck, working towards the left point. Hopkins deals it along. Jelsma to Avery for Hopkins. Rolled off his stick. Big pile up in front. Puck rolls up the boards. Avery, one touch. Deach, one-timer from Aitchison. And that one skipped off of a skate. Deach trying to play it to open space for Jelsma to skate into. Jelsma working against Bedkowski. Avery twists. Puck taken by Martone, fresh off the bench out front. Put it off the skate of Jelsma.
Sartona had Jelsma in front of the net, but just couldn't get that puck squeezed through. Skates and the sticks.
Cameron onto the left wing side for Zada, working at Skvortsov. Misa, he'll loosen up for Team West, now on to Daniel Skvortsov. Skvortsov on Team West after the unfortunate injury to Matthew Schaefer, who's the honorary coach for Team West tonight. Skvortsov around the back of the net for Kluche. Spence, middle of the blue line, interrupted by Zada. Keishon Aitchison forward, Aitchison left side. Cut off by Malcolm Spence on the back check.
Guilt and all is a powerful motivator, right?
Malcolm Spence came flying out of a cannon as Aitchison just hammered Michael Misa. And I think Misa took a number. Jake O'Brien guiding away from Misa. Playing it over the line. Shamar Moses to the end wall against Young. O'Brien, left point, Valeris into the pile, they score! Shamar Moses with the deflection on the way through.
Well, good puck retrieval by Jake O'Brien along the half boards. He gets it back to Valeris with just a textbook point shot, keeps it nice and low and in a spot where Moses can get the stick on it. And the once Barry Colt, now North Bay Battalion player, ties this game at 1. You see 44 O'Brien coming in here, actually just below the circle, win this puck, nice little stick lift. Valeris on and off that stick real quick, and Moses just going to the net. Nice deflection. We got a 1-1 game.
Yeah, lots of time and space for Moses down there, down low. It wasn't a body within 10 feet of him.
How do you think Chris Lazarus feeling right now that his own defenseman just set up a goal against him? Puck running back out high. He's on the bench going, that's my guy. Hayes on his backhand, tosses towards the front, and David Igorov will hang on. Valeris and Hayes stacking. 12-16 left to play in the opening frame. We're 1-1 at the Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game, presented by Enbridge. Welcome back to the Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game presented by Enbridge. The East and the West knotted up at 1 with 12-16 left to play in the opening period, Norm.
You see Frontenac's jersey in the middle of that crowd shot there, and you and I were chatting before the game. Some folks coming in from different markets. A couple people in London Knights colors coming to the building when I was parking the van. And
well, we've got a penalty coming up.
First one. That makes it totally different than the NHL All-Star game.
Absolutely.
An actual penalty.
Jared Burton is going to call it. Travis Hayes is going to be the man going off, and now we'll see what the Team East power play looks like. And it appears that it's going to start as Moses, Ekberg, and Karmiris with LeBlanc and Valeris. Lombardi, Nancy, Skvortsov, and Bedkowski to kill.
Jacob LeBlanc, one of 4 overagers playing in this game. We'll get to that in a moment.
The Princeton U commit. So you know he's got to be up on the studies. Jacob LeBlanc carries deep into his own zone to leave off for Philip Ekberg.
Hooking the call on Hayes.
Ekberg carrying through neutral ice, playing off left. Valeris tosses out front for Moses. Sticked away by Medvedev. Lucas Karmiris, the local product, wandering high. Valeris takes it to the middle of the line. Jacob LeBlanc, no stranger to running a power play. Down the right side, tossed out front. That's 2 dangerous looks from Jacob LeBlanc.
Yeah, real good looks in tight both times for the East.
And the East will change the power play unit. Griffin will come on with Amidovsky, and they'll be joined by Aiden Young, Jackson, and Aitchison, the point men. So Jay McKee holding with what he said to us earlier on, and that he felt comfortable rolling his lines and his defense pairs in power play setups.
Yeah, it only makes sense. You got guys who play on the power play for their own teams. Just the communication will be the only difference here in this one.
Davidovsky behind the net, spins it up the boards. Nolan Jackson, formerly of Sudbury, now Ottawa. Aitchison and Jackson exchange. Aitchison along the line. Plays it on to the left circle. Griffin to the top. Aitchison back to Griffin. Navigates it low. Amidovsky kicks to his stick. Wanted it out high for Jackson. Great look by Adrian Miseljevic to break that up, and he'll send it down the rink. It was the Kitchener Killers as Romano and Miseljevic were on together. And of course, Norm, they come from the top penalty kill in the league. Young left side. Tosses low. Owen Griffin around the back of the net. Puck is caught up there by Harmer. Return to the left point. Aitchison has the look for Jackson, gets himself open. 30 seconds left in the power play. Aitchison low. Back to him out top. Save made by Medvedev. Puck kicks across the front. Poked at the net by Amidovsky. Cleared away from danger by Brustevich, and now on to Alfano and out.
Nice position there by Medvedev to anticipate and make that save. This game at 1-1.
Aitchison, who's been a very physical presence early, just locked up with Harmer. Steal behind the net by the towering Sam Alfano.
Hayes on his feet, ready to escape.
Alfano not so much a man as he is an aircraft carrier with feet. As Michael Misa wanders that back through neutral ice. Young over the line for Kluchik.
Football coaching ties in his family.
Spence, yeah, they run deep with the Alfano family, and I believe Team West is going to get their first power play opportunity.
Yeah, got a tripping call coming up.
Bo Jelsma looks like the man who's headed off.
So we have the 4 overagers, including Bo Jelsma, playing in this game, and the OHL, when they set this up, first-time venture, draft eligible, but also undrafted players. So you see some 2006, a couple 2005, some 2004s, in addition to a number of 2007 players.
An opportunity to give guys another chance for scouts to really get a good look at them in a best-on-best. Driven from Cameron Reed out high. What did that hit on the way through? Team West takes a 2-1 lead.
Right.
Brady Martin. So in the bumper spot, Martin was the last man to get a piece of it, and it's a power play goal.
Yeah, clean face-off win's going to come right back to Reed. And Brady Martin, one of 3 players with Elmira listed as their hometown, goes to the high slot there. There you see the stick about just around waist height, tips that in. You've also got, I think there was Jack Nesbitt crashing the net in behind on Igorov, and just making sure. Sorry, Troy, they're just making sure this is a good goal, I think. Go ahead.
Yeah, really nice job by Martin there. He's cognizant of where he is on the ice, and he's pretty close to that blue paint. Didn't want to touch Igorov, and got the deflection and got out of the way.
Puck on the right half wall. Petkowski zips it around the back. Hopkins gathers, tried it across for Jelsma. Josh Avery, he'll turn back under pressure. Deach on ahead. It'll be Josh Avery down to the right wing corner. Spins away from Beauchesne to Jelsma. Hit the underside of the front crossbar. What a delivery from Josh Avery.
Nesbitt with an assist on the goal as well.
So it was Nesbitt who got the puck off the draw back to Reed. And then Cameron Reed, who we talked to, the gentleman doing the radio call, the great Mike Farwell, the voice of the Kitchener Rangers. He loves Cameron Reed. Puck out front for a drive. David Igorov, his finest save so far. Travis Hayes turned away at the doorstep.
Just a reaction save there by Igorov to come across and keep it out.
Lavin's backhand. Out of the zone, Martone lifts it across for O'Brien. Kept everybody on side, tries to step around Glavin. Puck ripped low towards Brustevich.
Glavin just engaged real briefly there with the one hand and then let go so as not to get called.
He knew exactly what he could do without going too far.
Right. Skill.
It is. Something that all young defensemen need to learn. What's going to get me a penalty and what can I just get away with? Jake O'Brien through neutral ice, just away from Carson Harmer. That puck heavy to the end wall. That's icing with 8:08 make it left in the first period. Team West holding the 2-1 lead off the power play goal.
Yeah, good quick start to this game. Lots of intensity on the ice. It's great to see, and you know those folks that are ringing the top of the arena. A number of them with they don't already carry clipboards anymore, do they? They got tablets.
Some of them still have the clipboard.
They're looking for things like that. Certainly looking to see skill, and it's an opportunity to really show what you can do against some of the best players in the league.
Martone steal inside the line. Zada tried to bring it out front. He was engaged by Glavin.
Hand pass.
Yeah, and Glavin and Zada kept it going. Now Romano and Zada. And now we got a pile up. Jake O'Brien, he's tied up with his former JRC's teammate Luca Romano as Glavin and Zada kept on spinning around. O'Brien and Romano both kind of sighed as they had to grab hold of each other.
Right, all right.
Oh, come on.
All right, fine. Let's go.
Yeah, they had a bit of a chuckle as...
So right on cue, right? We were just talking about a little bit of competitiveness here.
Yep.
Both teams, a little bit of intensity. Or not a lot of intensity so far. And I think the nerves and nervous energy is probably wore off a little bit for these sets of players, and now it's a hockey game.
Yeah, the chirping factor is a little less than you would in your average OHL game, but I suspect that may come.
I wouldn't be at all surprised, Troy. I mean, do we have a Ryan Humphrey in the neighborhood?
Yeah, just watching the guys between the two benches. Usually both teams are going at it pretty good, but not so far in this one. But like I said, still may come.
One guy starts it, everybody gets in. As Romano tips the puck forward to Misiljevic. Around back of the net, Carson Cameron. Tied up by Carson Harmer. Cameron trying to kick that puck along. The Peterborough Pete's defenseman. Met by Adrian Misiljevic. Lift of his stick though on Romano, and Ekberg brought it to the line. Jacob LeBlanc gets stuck on him. Romano and LeBlanc tie up, and now it's back on to Shamar Moses.
Shots 9-5 in favor of the East, but you've got that power play goal. The difference so far in this first period.
Puck swung down. David Egorov was a really good puck player. Swings it on forward, comes off the skate of Shamar Moses as Team East starts a change.
Yeah, Moses was looking for the change, so he just let that one slide on by. So the skaters exchanged.
Larry Nancy with a touch into the offensive end. Ottawa's Caleb Deach spins it. Yuri Sam Alfano says, not on my watch. David Bedkowski at the blue line. Tosses that low as he took the pressure from Aiden Young. Young, drop back. Nice play on to Owen Griffin, took the contact. Amidovsky forward, scores! Team East knots it. Oh, give Aiden Young an extra boost on that one. He took a heavy hit to get that to Griffin before Griffin delivered to Amidovsky. 2-2.
Yeah, real nice goal here. Three-way passing plays. You would say tic-tac goal.
Little extended.
But it starts in the neutral zone. With Aiden Young, he's going to win this puck. He's going to take a hit to get the pass over to Griffin before Amidovsky with a really nice finish to tie this game at 2.
Jelsma will lean in for puck drop. That was a heavy hit that Aiden Young had to go through to move that puck along.
Just a great shot. Medvedev's a big goalie, 6'3". He goes down in his crouch, and that puck went right over his shoulder. Wasn't a lot of room.
Bo Jelsma pulls up on the right half wall. Hopkins looking to spin it low. Josh Avery whacks it back to the line. Right point, Deach just wide. Jelsma settles. Hopkins across the front for Avery, was into his skates.
This line's had some chemistry going so far. Jelsma, Hopkins, and Avery creating some good offensive zone shifts. Haven't been rewarded yet with a goal, but some quality chances.
The Bulldog at Colt, the front neck. And to the best of my knowledge, none of them have played together before. Misa out front for Kluche. Big time save by David Egorov. Kluche on the doorstep. Egorov came off his line, made himself look huge. 5:59 left to play in the first period. We're 2-2 at the inaugural Connor McDavid Top Prospects game presented by Enbridge. presented by Enbridge. Our Troy Islikar downstairs with West coach Chris Lasry.
Coach, have you ever coached a team that has this much offense on it? And what did you tell these guys before the game?
Yeah, no, just we wanted these guys to relax, have a little bit of fun, and show their skill. Try to make some plays in the O zone, play unit at 5, and see what we can do.
And you talked about, one day as a fan, you sat in the stands and watched the CHL top prospect game, and you thought how cool it would be to coach in that game. What does this mean to you?
Yeah, no, it's an honor for sure to be recognized by our league and have the opportunity to have our staff here and represent the West. It's pretty special.
Thanks very much for your time, Coach. Guys?
Thank you very much, Troy. Chris Lasry was very generous with his time earlier on today. He's having a whole lot of fun in Brantford this week. Jake O'Brien will shovel it back to the line. Not the last time he'll be here, February 7th. The Bulldogs and the Spirit will clash in this building, and another one that'll be a whole lot of fun in the Madhouse. As Aitchison on the drop back, plays it all the way back to David Egeroff.
A soccer moment there, resetting back to the keeper.
Puck around the back
Egeroff
of the net.
played some soccer, I understand.
He has, yeah. Both goaltenders in the starting spots for this top prospects game of Russian descent. Well, Medvedev right from St. Petersburg. There's the puck around the back. David Egeroff, to the best of my knowledge, first-generation Canadian. As Ekberg blocked off on the way through.
Real good catch and release there by Ekberg. That puck a little bit behind him, and he reels it in and gets a decent shot off.
Adrian Misljevic on the drop. Harmer tried it across the front for Romano, didn't land. Skvortsov steps down, Romano along the goal line, and that one will be tipped up and off the glass. Launching his way forward is Lucas Karmiris. Taken away by Skvortsov after Karmiris was watched closely by Cameron Reed. Reed walling him up to the boards. Harmer steps in, so does Amidovsky. Amidovsky somehow came out of that with the puck. Guides it across the front for Young. Save made by Medvedev. Cameron back of the line, left point. His shot bounces off the end wall. Young after it. There's a busted stick. Young into the left circle. Across the slot. 3 followed him, but he just didn't have an open lane. LeBlanc low wanted Amidovsky. He'll get swept around the wall. Cameron off the boards. Taken away by Skvortsov. He'll lift it long. Lombardi trying to outrace LeBlanc. He's not going to have time. It's icing with 3:29 left in the opening period.
Well, usually the goaltenders in these games feel a little bit like they're playing beer league on a Friday night at 11 o'clock with not really much defense or defensive will in front of them. But so far, both these teams, both coaches talked about putting a little bit of structure in place, and certainly you're seeing, and of course the instincts kick in for these players as well. They're all high caliber players, so we're seeing some good defensive play as well as what we've seen with 4 goals so far in this hockey game.
Feels like this first period has just flown by. Harmer up the wall, it'll get past LeBlanc. Valeris will step back.
But have you home before 11 o'clock, buddy?
Hey, wouldn't be upset about that. Eden Young tosses it forward. Sam Alfano run into by Valeris. LeBlanc tries to leave it off for Valeris. Now to Young, working up the left wing side. Young over the blue line. Played it across the top of the zone. Harry Nancy was the only man there. Hopkins cuts his way loose. Henry Brustevich is going to hop to the puck. Brustevich onto Alfano. Drop is Nancy. His shot. Kick save made by Egeroff. Puck turned over. Alfano save. Rebound. Misa got hogtied by Griffin. And Team West going back to the power play.
Well, if there ever a definition of taking a good penalty, that was it.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Troy. I was just about to say that Griffin, with a really good opportunity and close for Misa, helps out his East team goaltender there in Egeroff and taking that penalty.
Yeah, when you look at the goal scoring chart in the OHL, if there was one guy you could pick to not have the puck land for there, it would be 77 and White.
Yeah, East looking to break out there, and that pass just gets cut off by the West team forecheck in the slot. They scored real quick on their last power play, the West.
Misa, right point. Brings it down to the end wall. Nesbitt twisting it. Martin for Reed across Romano. Settles left circle for Misa. Tried that drag one-timer, wouldn't sit. Nesbitt whipped it back to the front, and Martin clanged the outside of the post. past the holiday season. I don't know if we're supposed to be playing with the Iron Orchestra. Misa walking along the top. To the front, Nesbitt scores! Jack Nesbitt got that backdoor touch just over the line before David Igorov could locate it with the glove.
Well, again, real good movement off the faceoff win. West keeps possession pretty much the entire time in the offensive zone on the power play, and eventually Nesbitt's the one who cashes in. He got an assist on the last goal. And you see just real good puck movement here. Misa helping to orchestrate it. And eventually it's going to come across here for Nesbitt, who's just a little tap in. Like Nick Taylor winning the Sony Open on the weekend, Nesbitt just taps that one in behind Igorov. Troy, what'd you see down there at ice level?
Yeah, good positioning. Puck just stick placement, perfect, and the puck just went right off of it in the net. That's a Jack Nesbitt, 17 goals, 23 assists this season for the Windsor Spitfires.
Malcolm Spence, he and Evan Passmore having a bit of an exchange as David Igorov will hang on to that one.
Yeah, Nesbitt part of a really good offensive group in Windsor that finds themselves competing atop the Western Conference right now.
Maybe ahead of schedule.
Yeah, someone we may see next year. Ethan Belchet's in this game as part of that.
Oh, absolutely.
But also Protus and Liam Greentree, and I'm missing some I know.
Really impressed with the puck movement on that power play. For the amount of time they had been together to put a power play in, it was pretty impressive.
Jake O'Brien to the front, 2 whacks for Martone. Puck wouldn't sit for him. Beauchene, he'll shovel down Zada. Martone came over to Beauchene. Oh boy, we got a pile up.
Yeah, and earlier we saw Zada involved in a couple of scrums, and he spurs another one here. And assuming there's no other calls, East is going to head off to the power play here. They're second. Yep. West is 2 for 2 on the power play. East didn't score on their first opportunity.
Quinn Beauchene will be the man going. It's right here on the boards as Zada comes in. Right there. Yeah, Porter Martone didn't like it. He let him know about it, and then everybody piled up.
And Beauchene with the Guelph Storm, originally from Ottawa, Ontario.
That's the old, hey, he might be my teammate only for tonight, right, but he's still my teammate tonight.
As Martone, one of the highest rated players by Central Scouting in this game at number 4.
Deach along for O'Brien, cuts it down. Martone to the front. Oh, he almost lifted that under the board. Bo Jelsma a chance to step onto the power play here as he'll play with Martone and O'Brien, Deach and Valeris out high.
Martone averaging 2 points a game right now, 62 points in 30 games. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all right. 3 of the top 4 rated North American skaters for the 2025 NHL entry draft are in this hockey game, or were going to be in this hockey game. Correct. Before Matthew Schaefer was injured.
Yeah, you've got Michael Misa from Saginaw at 3, Porter Martone, we just talked about a moment ago, from Brampton at 4, and Brantford's Jake O'Brien at 8. And Schaefer, as you mentioned, fortunately not in this game.
Martone to the middle of the ice.
We saw him come in here earlier this year with Erie, and that was some fun to watch.
Oh, he is spectacular. O'Brien across the formation. Valeris back to O'Brien. What a feed right through the front of the net. Turned away, Valeris gets it back. Blocked down by Misiljevic. And Misiljevic will carry it on to the right side. Deach pulls up in his own zone. Under a minute left in the opening period. Deach will spin it around behind his own goal for Valeris. Jelsma flies on by. Jacob LeBlanc will take possession behind the net and start out. LeBlanc and Aitchison to run the power play out high.
About a 12-second, 13-second differential between the game clock and the penalty.
Ekberg trying to dig the puck loose. Young rolls it forward. Ekberg gets it back. Carmira shovels wide. Shamar Moses right wing play.
Oh, and LeBlanc was just a second impatient.
Boy, can you imagine if you got to see that on a regular basis as your point man on a power play, Jacob LeBlanc and Keishon Aitchison? What kind of production would you have on that? Philip Ekberg is lined up way out wide.
Yeah, LeBlanc so far this year, 39 points in 38 games, and Aitchison 26 and 36 with Barrie.
Hayes and Karmiris on the draw with 18 and a half seconds, and the play here seems obvious. The East can get possession, and they were looking for Ekberg, but Hayes with a big faceoff win. Nancy chips it forward. That'll run down the rink. David Egorov leaves it out, and Jacob LeBlanc will turn. Jamar Moses, 2 seconds and 1. He'll have a quick look up. Had Aitchison at the blue line. Mitch Young read it and said, no, no, no. And that does it for period number 1. Team West with a 3-2 lead on Team East. We will come back to the Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game presented by Enbridge right after this. Welcome back to the inaugural Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game presented by Enbridge. We'll head down to bench level where our Cassie Turkstra is standing by with Team West captain Michael Misa.
Thanks, Reed. All right, you've been compared to Connor McDavid in the past, both of you receiving exceptional player status from Hockey Canada. So how is it playing in a game named after McDavid, knowing you guys started your career in similar ways?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. To be compared to them, it's an honor, and just try and learn stuff from their game. But obviously, I'm my own person, but take stuff away from his game is something I've been doing.
And you have over 200 points so far your time in the OHL. So you've clearly mastered many different parts of your game. But what are you hoping to showcase here tonight?
Yeah, I'm trying to showcase everything. Obviously, it's a huge opportunity for everyone out there, and to be honest, wasn't really happy with my first period, but our team's in the lead right now and happy with that, so going to continue to work hard out there.
And you played wing your first 2 seasons with Saginaw, but talk to me about playing center now and working on that defensive responsibility.
Yeah, it's huge. To be a center, you got to be a 200-foot player, so not only offense, I take pride in trying to be a good defender as well.
Thank you so much for taking the time. Good luck with the rest of the game. All right, we'll be back with more from the Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game right after this.
Welcome back to the inaugural Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game presented by Enbridge. It's Reed Duffy up top. Norm has left the booth, and I had to wear the double blue for the OHL tonight because I knew the boss was coming. It's Brian Crawford, OHL Commissioner. Brian, thanks so much for taking the time.
Oh, thanks so much for having us. What a great night tonight for our league.
Well, it's funny because in the early days of my broadcasting career, I don't know if we want to go back how many years it's been, I actually called you in a football game. So this is kind of fun to come full circle all the way around. What has it been like stepping in after an incredible run for Dave Branch as OHL Commissioner?
Yeah, I mean, it's been fabulous. We've been off to a fast and furious start, that's for sure. Lots going on in our league and the broader hockey environment, certainly this fall, as everyone knows. So that's made it exciting. It's certainly not been a boring job, that's for sure. But, you know, David's left the league in an amazing place. Such a great foundation for us to build from, to launch this event this year, to, you know, start to roll out some of the other things that we're working towards. And, you know, there's a lot of, you know, really, really bright days ahead for our league.
Talking off air, you gave a lot of the credit for tonight to David Branch's idea when it was kind of put on your plate that there wasn't going to be a CHL Top Prospects game. Can you talk about this game coming together and why it made so much sense to put it here in Brantford?
Yeah, no, when we decided at the CHL level, and this, you know, predates me, to you know, make the change in the format this year, you know, it left kind of a bit of a gap. And David was, you know, to his credit, said, listen, we need to fill that and run our own event, and kind of handed that off to us to run with. And, you know, for us, it's about building properties and assets, and this is a great property for us to showcase our league, showcase our players, come to different markets, you know, coming here to Brantford, where we are, you know, building the OHL in Brantford, and I mean, it's been unbelievably successful in its first 2 years here, and as was announced today, we've got a multi-year lease agreement in place.
Oh, we'll get to that, trust me.
Part of building a new building, and you know, so that's the kind of thing that we'll be able to do with these sorts of properties as we move around the league in the future, and this was a great start, and I've got a hunch that we'll start to see them in the other leagues as well.
I think it's, especially after tonight, definitely going to come up. Around the league this year, traveling, being in different buildings, it's packed. The league is as good as it's ever been with talent on the ice and fans in the seats. What are you seeing from the high level?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're on track to have the most attended season in OHL history, which is obviously an amazing feat, amazing place to be in. And that's to surpass last year that was the third most ever. So we're in a great place. You know, our streaming numbers are continuing to grow. We launched Friday Night Face-Off, you know, 2 weeks ago in our building on social.
That was a fantastic idea.
So, yeah, thank you. So, you know, another way to bring, you know, our game to our fans, make it more accessible. You know, so we're growing like crazy, and, you know, trying to make sure that we do more to better position our franchises, to continue to invest and continue to be, you know, a great part of the communities that we're in. So, you know, we're excited about what's ahead. We got a whole bunch of ideas we're starting to put together for, you know, future seasons, and you know, things are starting to really roll.
Excited about what's ahead. We were part of that this afternoon. You were a big part of that press conference just up the road. I'm a Hamilton guy. I worked with the Bulldogs going back to 2015, and it was tough initially to move until you get to Brantford and it's open arms, and the way that they've treated this franchise in this city has been unbelievable.
Yeah.
They're now guaranteed here for at least the next 15 years and likely a lot longer than that. The change in ownership from Mike Landauer, who I knew you were sad to see go, but excited to have the Hymans come in. Where have the emotions been for you and all of this in the Brantford market?
Yeah, I mean, it's been tremendous as a Hamilton guy as well. You know, sad to see the Bulldogs leave, but, you know, being, you know, so familiar with Brantford, you know, I think for many people, it probably came as a surprise. I don't know that a few years ago people would have said that the OHL was going to be a home run in Brantford, and the Brantford community has absolutely proven anybody who may have thought that wrong, and has created what, you know, will be one of the, you know, kind of premier markets in our league in the, you know, going forward, and it really has been in the first 2 years here. So, you know, that's really, really exciting. You know, for Michael, like, Michael's a tremendous supporter of our league. Personally, was a very, you know, great supporter of mine. So sad to see him leave. Hopefully it's a, you know, a see you later and not a you know, a goodbye. And you know, he's got you know, big things to accomplish with the Sens, and, you know, to have the Hymans come in, to have Zach come in, you know, that's pretty special. You know, current NHL player to take part in that, you know, kind of opened up a lot of people's eyes to, you know, what's possible and what's, you know, what opportunities lie with our league. And, you know, that's a family that's been involved in the sport, you know, for decades, and have invested in the sport and have committed their, you know, their life's work really to it. And they're going to bring that expertise to our league and continue where, you know, Michael left off with here in Brantford. And as you mentioned, having the opportunity to sign the long-term lease agreement to get the building built here, and that's really exciting things for our league as a whole.
Brian, thanks so much for joining us here. It is great to have you on as the commissioner. Best of luck as we continue to walk down this road. I know the OHL is as together as I've ever seen it before. A lot of that is due to what Dave put together and what you've followed up with. Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks so much for having us. Appreciate it.
You got it. We'll be back with more at the inaugural Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game, presented by Enbridge. Welcome back to the OHL Connor McDavid Top Prospects game, presented by Enbridge here at the Civic Centre. It's Reed Norm back with you upstairs. Team West holds a 3-2 lead over Team East. Great pace in that first period, Norm.
Yeah, it really was. Both teams come out, a lot of energy, a lot of intensity, good compete, as the coaches would say, and a lot of things to like in that first period of play.
Let's take a look back into the first period and see how Team West got out to that 3-2 lead. And it's been a back-and-forth hockey game right from the very beginning, and we'll open up with a couple of Kitchener Rangers on a 2-on-1.
Yeah, Romano here, it's just a really nice finish. Looks off Igorov a little bit there, freezes him with Misojevic, his teammate coming down the wing, and a nice shot here to finish. And Jake O'Brien's going to be involved in this, helping to create. O'Brien to Valeris to Shamara Moses, cruising by to the front of the net, then made it 1-1, and then the West actually scored 2 power play goals, and this is the first one.
Nice flat note by Cameron Reed out high, walked the line.
Nice little tip there by Martin, in the high slot.
He had that right on the money. Then Aiden Young takes the big contact, and Norm Griffin delivers.
Yeah, really good long rush here on counterattack. Young with the hit, but a great pass there by Griffin to find Emedovsky at the end, and then another power play goal. Misa at the center of this. Eventually, he really ran the show in that second power play. West 2 for 2 on power play. It was Nesbitt, by the way, with the goal there. But West 2 for 2 on the power play. East 0 for 2, though they'll have like 13-ish seconds here to start the second period.
Anything surprise you or stand out to you in that first period?
I think you would typically look at a game like this and come into it with a set of preconceived notions. Oh, it's going to be an all-star game. It's going to be a skate around, a little pond hockey. But, after talking to both coaches, knowing that, what's at stake and what's on the line here for these players, it doesn't surprise me. And I don't think it surprises any of us, how both these teams came out in the first period. A lot to play for here. Some real nervous energy at the beginning. That wore off quickly, and we really saw pace of play, as you said, was really good for the first 20 minutes.
It's fast, it's physical. We'll have period 2 coming up. The Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game right here in Brantford. set for period number 2 at Team East. Opening on the power play at the Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game, presented by Enbridge. As David Egorov will touch the puck around back for Kayshawn Aitchison. Aitchison to Jake O'Brien, working wide, Ethan Zada. Zada navigates to the high slot for Martone, snapping it, and Medvedev blocked that down.
Beauchene back up, we're all even.
And Aitchison steps into Misiljevic, but it creates a 2-on-1 from Eno as Beauchene, and Egorov stones him. 30 seconds gone in period 2.
Yeah, good stop there by Egorov off the 2-on-1. As Aitchison pinched in through the hit, and that created the 2-on-1 going the other way. Get a look at Jake O'Brien, and enjoying a fine second season here in Brantford with just outside the top 10 in OHL scoring currently.
Yeah, Jake O'Brien has consistently climbed those ranks, especially over the last few weeks, as that top power play for the Bulldogs really got going. As Philip Ekberg will lean in opposite of Michael Misa. Xander Valeris bats it up the wall. Fired by David Bedkowski around the back of the east net. Shamar Moses tipped forward by Ekberg. Bedkowski swinging back into his own zone. On to Misa, quick touch, Kluche. Misa again down low on his backhand. Carves wide, tried to set it middle. Turned right back around, and it's Shamar Moses to the right side, Jacob LeBlanc. He'll hop in, LeBlanc out front. Looked like he was trying to open a lane that wouldn't come. Spence the other way to the left. Drops it for Misa, steps through one. Glove save made by David Egorov.
End-to-end hockey here early in the second period. Almost a 4-on-1 for the East. Going the other way, but then LeBlanc, as you say, Reed, was driving behind the net, looking to see if he could find something out front. But the pass cut off by the West defenseman. Didn't catch what number that was on the defending the 3-on-1.
Owen Griffin and Jimmy Lombardi. And the East controls the faceoff.
Pace hasn't slowed down, has it?
No, it certainly hasn't. Passmore up ahead to Amadovsky. And I get the feeling it's not going to, as Amadovsky tries to guide that to the middle of the ice. Lombardi looking to poke it loose. It'll come around the back. Harry Nancy for Sam Alfano. And Aiden Young swings back onto it. Passmore forward. Beauchene around the back. Nice cut in his defensive corner. He'll play it up ahead. There's Nancy, left wing side. He'll spin back, delivering for Alfano. Never made it to him. Puck navigated away, and Owen Griffin starting out. Griffin carves through center circle. Amadovsky for Griffin. They score! That's tic-tac goal. Young starts it. Amadovsky delivers it. And Owen Griffin ties this up at 3.
Well, these are the exact same 3 players who cooperated on the second Team East goal. And they get involved here again. A nice little rush from inside the blue line. Griffin's going to pick up this loose puck inside the East team zone. And nice little 3-way. Everybody gets involved. Griffin starts the rush and is there at the end to finish it.
Yeah, nice pass by Amadovsky there. Just sealed that right through the little gap to Griffin.
Yeah, and Griffin was the one, Troy, who played provider to Amadovsky on the second goal, and now they reverse those roles. Young getting involved to assist as well.
Griffin with the zone entry there, and then finishes it off.
I don't know if you've ever watched the movie Miracle, but those 3 in Amadovsky, Griffin, and Young are starting to look like that Coneheads line. Pass, shoot, score. As the faceoff is going to come outside the Team West line on the offside.
And that line has collaborated, as I say, on 2 of the 3 goals so far for the East. Shamar Moses with the other goal for the East. Luca Romano, Brady Martin, Jack Nesbitt for the goals so far for the West.
Aitchison tosses it deep, but that play offside. And as you said, Norm, that's the second goal that line has generated and that all 3 members have been in on.
Yeah, real nice chemistry from 3 players getting a chance to play in a game like this. And you put good hockey players together, good hockey sense, they figure it out.
Puck forward and a chance for Brady Martin, kicked aside by David Egorov. Hopkins ahead for Avery. Hopkins cutting through the right circle. He'll navigate high, snapped it wide. Deach twists, puck deflects. Hopkins gonna get the puck loose. It'll be Jelsma down the wall. Jelsma to the end boards. Brustevich guides it loose, and that is gonna run down the rink, but not enough for icing. Deach onto Aitchison. Right wing side, Hopkins. He's met by Cameron Reed. Shovels the puck low as Avery piles into Skvortsov. Jake O'Brien fresh off the bench. Chips it low for Avery. Those two are not strangers to playing with one another. Cameron, long drive. Glove down as it was carrying wide by Medvedev. 16:44 to play in the second period.
Yeah, guys, Jake O'Brien, the Brantford Bulldogs center, comes into this one with 21 goals, 30 assists, and he holds the rookie scoring record for the Brantford Bulldogs as well. So lots of talent on this Eastern team, and their captain at center ice right now leads all rookies last year.
Yeah, a tremendous first season in the OHL for O'Brien. Shattered Arthur Kaliev's record for rookie scoring. And there's a reason why a 17-year-old is serving as assistant captain this year for the Bulldogs. Shows you what his teammates and his coaching staff think of the young man from Toronto, as Miseljevic tried to feed that onto Romano. Just missed him back down the ice.
Yeah, one thing reading through the information packages before the game that the OHL gave us is, come back to that in a moment.
O'Brien trying to swing wide, and that's his former JRC's teammate again. He and Luca Romano, they've come together a couple times. Blair stepped over and snapped the stick of Cameron Reed.
You start to read through who some of these players, like, you know, is there somebody in your family that's an athlete as well? And, you know, in the case of Jake O'Brien, he comes from hockey bloodlines. His grandfather was played with the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Yep.
And, but yeah, you start reading through and there's a common theme. And a lot of these players have, you know, they might have brothers, sisters, what it might be. Tripping call coming here on Valeris.
Yeah, Norm, in that same vein, Owen Griffin, his mom was a world curling champion. 1996 World Curling Championships in Hamilton. Played with Marilyn Bodo, Jane Hooper-Perreault, Corey Beveridge. And you wonder how Owen didn't get involved in curling.
Might have been involved in the Little Rocks at some point. Kim Gallard, his mother.
Well, it's not impossible to pick that up after a hockey career is over either.
Right.
As Cameron Reed will swing around back of the net.
Third West team power play, and I think that is the first time that they haven't had the puck in the offensive zone.
Michael Misa dealing it wide right. Martin.
As East won the draw and was able to clear it. Both of their first two, well, the first power play they scored in seconds.
Shamar Moses back-to-back clears. Cameron Reed starts his way forward. It's Reed, Romano, Misa, Nesbitt, and Martin. 4 forwards for Team West. This is the unit that they put together. Martin along the line for Nesbitt. This is the unit that Chris Lassery was telling us about. As Martin snaps it into the pile. Save made by Igorov, and the rebound rolled away from Nesbitt.
Yeah, both coaches, you know, slightly different approaches. Lassery telling us he has some set power plays and PK units, but both coaches committed to rolling all 4 lines, and why wouldn't you be in a game like this?
Yeah, we've seen everybody. As Jackson off the glass and all the way down the rink.
Better start so far for East on the penalty kill.
Down to 48 seconds left in it.
Passmore just knocks Harmer's stick out of his hand. It's funny the little things that you see away from the play.
Malcolm Spence charges over the line, but there was an offside. I think far side.
First time I think we've seen this power play unit for the West, because we didn't get that far.
That's
on
right.
the first 2 power plays.
That was the initial penalty with the trip on Miseljevic coming over the blue line. Travis Hayes, Carson Harmer, Jacob Cloutier, and they're joined out high by Malcolm Spence and Quinn Beauchesne. So both power play units for the West employing 4 forwards. Spence tears his way forward. For Hayes, back to Beauchesne. drifting over to the right point. Kluche collects, left circle, Spence snaps it, blocked off by Passmore. Ow! And that one will roll out towards Bo Jelsma. Jelsma taking it down to the right wing corner where he'll hit the brakes.
Took a peek as he was gaining the zone and saw everyone was headed for a change, so just Jelsma just took that puck in the corner and dragged it for a few more seconds.
Spence to Harmer, Polaris out of the box, even in full 5-on-5, so these gets through that one. Beauchene's drive, saved by Igorov into a pileup. There's bodies all over the East goaltender. He'll come up with the puck and some unfriendliness, shall we say, down at ice level. While they sort all that out, we'll hit the break. We're all knotted up at 3. You're watching the Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game, presented by Enbridge. Welcome back to the Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game. Speaking of which, a brand new trophy is downstairs with our Cassie Turkstra.
Thanks, Reed. Yep, I'm joined down here on ice level with the trophy that teams will be trying to get tonight. Let's see which team manages to do it. Back up to you, Reed.
Cassie, before you go, how heavy is that thing down there? Because you've got it on the pedestal.
It's on the pedestal for a reason, Reed. Might have to bench press it later.
Cassie warned me before the game that a little bit clumsy, so she didn't want to hold it. She wanted it on the on that platform. And if you go back to 2022 when the Bulldogs won the OHL championship, Norm, David Branch tried to inform Colton Kammer that there was a lid on the Robertson Cup. He never heard that. He picked up the trophy and the lid. I don't know if they still have the lid. As Brustevich will collect it all the way back down the ice. Wonder if Brian Crawford knows where the lid is. I should have asked him. Ekberg across the front. Griffin out high. Puck taken down by Alfano. Brustevich to the front. Kicked away by Igorov. By the way, how did Cassie get the trophy?
That's gone now, and so is Cassie, so I'm sure it's in good hands. Big 97 on there for Connor McDavid.
Some interesting ties now with Connor McDavid and the Brantford Bulldogs, with his often line mate, Zach Hyman, becoming the new owner as of tomorrow.
Yeah, you've had a busy day.
Just a bit. As Polaris runs it around the back.
As if hosting half the Ontario hockey world wasn't enough for you. A little press conference, I heard.
Well, you know.
Sorry I couldn't make it. I was coming from work.
That's all right. Josh Sweetland in the OHL did a great job on that. I got to get in a plug for my good friend Josh. As Jake O'Brien twisting over the line, that play offside. He was tracked right along the blue.
Yeah, exciting news for the city of Brantford, and we'll see what it continues to mean for the future junior hockey here in Hamilton. But yeah, nice, great announcement. Nice to see, you know, family like that get involved in the OHL, and you know, this in the almost 2 years here, the fans here have really embraced the team, and it's nice to see.
And we're expecting that Spencer Hyman is going to be up in the booth here at the intermission.
I'll stand by just in case.
All right. The former Hamilton Red Wings defenseman. As Daniel Sforza turned that puck over with the pressure from Zada. Porter Martone arrives on it off the feed from O'Brien. Back to the right point, Jacob LeBlanc. LeBlanc will walk it into the right corner. He'll pull up. Met by Sforza. 6'4", 200-plus pounder on that back end. O'Brien on the steal, in the circle. Tried to deliver to Martone, who's going to twist to the front. O'Brien and Martone have some chemistry. Misiljevic off the right side with Harbour, and Misiljevic, that was a missile. Upstairs, 4-3 Team West. They take the lead again.
Yeah, Misiljevic, point-a-game player so far in the Ontario Hockey League. 41 points in 41 games, including 18 goals. And again, the East gets caught. 2-on-1 here. The You see O'Brien trying to recover, and Mislojevic just goes shot and makes no mistake beating David Egeroff. Short side, it looks like.
The Clarkson-bound, offensively gifted Adrian Mislojevic.
Golden Knights. I've been to a game at that rink.
Have you really?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Okay.
Many, many years ago.
Yeah, you called it right there, Reed. He is definitely offensively gifted. That was a tremendous shot. It was a laser right over Egeroff.
Puck around the back. Troy, we've seen Adrian Mislojevic both at the legendary Memorial Lot and in this building create all kinds of trouble for opposition. Mesa forward, left wing side. Puck rolled out of his grasp. Nolan Jackson back to it. Carried now by Josh Avery.
Romano with the assist.
Beauchene, Steele, Kluche. Tried to work left. Hopkins back in the path. He'll roll it around the back of the goal in the direction of Nolan Jackson. Jackson pressed the wall by Spence. Misa off that right half wall. Kluche back out for Spence. Blocked on its way through Gelsman in the path. Jackson tips it loose from Kluche.
Shots now 17-16 in favor of Team West.
Malcolm Spence way up ahead of the play. He's got Travis Hayes going to the front. Pass was deflected off Jackson, hit him in the skate. Misa steals, Spence blockered off by Egeron. Spence out high, that puck will be swept loose. And we're getting on towards the midway point of the hockey game, which will signal a goaltending change. As Deach on for Moses, now to Karmiris. Right wing side. Karmiris pulls up, has a look. To the left is Aitchison. He tried it upstairs, just couldn't squeeze it under the crossbar.
Yeah, Karmiris draws a little bit of attention there and allows Aitchison to have some good offensive instincts to sneak in on the backside of that play. And good opportunity for the East.
Martin twisting. He'll send it around the back in the direction of Nesbitt. Nesbitt from the left corner, off the leg of Karmiris. He'll sprint ahead for Moses, right wing side. Moses cuts it back into his skates, feeding on to Philip Ekberg. Ekberg around the back. Playing out high, Aitchison to Moses, middle of the line. Delayed, he tried to suck three in and played over to Cameron, but the puck taken the other way.
Yeah, good stick lift by Brady Martin.
Martin cuts in for Nesbitt. Save made by Egeroff through a crowd.
Not sure how Egeroff saw that puck.
No idea. Griffin moving forward again. Drop is Aitchison. Wanted Griffin again on the float, and that one batted down by Lombardi.
Yeah, a little extended give and go there and just couldn't find Griffin on the return play.
Hayden Young after the puck. Comes off of a stick. Young stops it up. Skvortsov, D to D.
A little bit of line juggling here, I think.
Puck's gonna run all the way down the rink, and that's icing with 8:46 left to play in the middle frame. Jack Ivankovic will get his mask as David Egerov will come out of the game for Team East, and on the other side, Alexei Medvedev will make his way to the Team West bench for Matthew Kaprowski.
Yeah, both goaltenders making some quality saves in their respective opportunities to play here in this OHL Top Prospects game.
Yeah, you're seeing the best draft-eligible shooters in the league.
Now Jack Ivankovic, who played in the World Juniors, and at the opposite end, Matthew Kaprowski, who backs up the other Team Canada goaltender in Carter George and Owen Sound.
Yeah, interesting parallels there. As Jimmy Lombardi over to Harry Nancy. Nancy will toss the puck forward. First handle of the game for Jack Ivankovic. Ivankovic, the number 5 rated North American goaltender.
I know goaltenders are always ready. But way back in the day in the OHL, they used to do like a little warm-up if you change your goalies partway through the game. Like in a regular game. I remember that anyways.
LeBlanc tries to deal it out of the air, and now it'll run back on.
Wondered if they might do that in a night like tonight just to give those goaltenders a chance to warm up, but they look ready.
Young tried to navigate that one across the rink. Amidovsky in the path. He'll get it back to the top. LeBlanc, shot, save made by Kaprowski, and he'll hang on.
Yeah, welcome to the game.
No kidding.
Good little chance here for Team East.
And you're right, Norm, it looks like Ethan Zada has moved to the Coneheads line with Griffin and Young. Emedovsky going up with O'Brien and Martone here.
And I thought I saw Gels was skating with a different group at one point as well. So maybe just an opportunity just to give some players some different looks. Maybe some requests were made.
Carson Cameron low.
Who knows?
Jake O'Brien on the tap back to Porter Martone. He'll work his way high along the line to the right point. Cameron into the pile. Save. Rebound at Kaprowski. O'Brien got a stick to it, but just couldn't shovel it over the goal line. Jevic going the other way. He'll cut middle. Play to the front for Cameron Reed as he tried to weave away. That was two Kitchener Rangers in the second. Now Spirit forward. Long toss from Beauchene. Shouldered off by Ivan Kovic. Carson Cameron stacked up with Jevic. Liram Emedovsky trying to get the puck loose. It will be loosened up by Cameron, now tossed around the back by Martone. Jackson up ahead. Emedovsky kicks it down. Tons of speed, Norm, out of Liram Emedovsky.
And a player ranked 85th in NHL Central Scouting among North American skaters, but he's had a good night tonight with a goal and an assist and has looked very active.
Yeah, that's going to go up. Passmore back out through neutral ice. Martone.
Nolan Griffin, who is 197, and he has goal and assist as well.
O'Brien weaving his way to the slot. Martone and O'Brien back and forth. Maybe one pass too many. Passmore's drive. Hit the outside of the net. Hopkins loose. Tries it. O'Brien thought it went in. Kluche on to Spence. There's a pileup behind the play. Martone and Beauchene.
Yeah,
and we got a fight.
Yeah, Martone had his stick in Kaprowski, or the other way around. Kaprowski was holding on to Martone's stick, and
Martone's giving him the under and over as Beauchene tried to get the right hand loose. Beauchene again under and over. And Porter Martone gave him the pat on the shoulder. All right, we did what we came to do. Quinn Beauchene and Porter Martone get them going inside the Civic Centre. Troy, we kind of had to watch two things at the same time with the puck going the other direction. It just looked like they never separated.
Yeah, I was watching that the other end, and it took them a while, and I guess they finally decided, let's go. But, yeah, it was a battle that went on, ensued for a while in front of Kaprowski.
Norm, I did not have that on the bingo card when we came in tonight.
No, not what I would have predicted to see a fight in a game like tonight. But hey, we're having some fun here at the Brantford and District Civic Centre. And the anti-All-Star game, we'll maybe call it.
It's turning into a bit of an opposite. Yeah, it's physical. We've got a fight.
No goal, by the way. They did review. Hey.
Well, the chirping is start. Aitchison went by the west bench, and now he's having a discussion with Bukowski.
There's a couple of big customers.
Yeah, know each other well. When Butkowski was with Oshawa before being traded to Owen Sound, and Aitchison with Barrie.
I think they may be talking about having a little fun later on in this hockey game. Jelsma and Misa leaning in for the drop. Misa trying to get the puck loose from Jelsma. Butkowski holds it in. Ivan Kovic makes the stop. Hopkins to the wall. He's pinned up. Kluche freeing it up. Spence dealing it back to the line. Bruce Stevich has the handle. The original first-round pick of the Ottawa 67s, who ended up with the London Knights. Now Josh Avery. He'll press forward. And Butkowski just won't let him by.
Yeah, Avery just tried to poke it around Butkowski and take the long way there, but Butkowski was wise to it.
Keishon Aitchison back in his own zone. Toss forward. That's Hopkins. He'll twist. Hopkins trying to play it off the right wing wall. Avery's over top of it as well. LeBlanc gets it off the force loose. LeBlanc to the front of the net. Just kept going. Kaprowski couldn't find it. Hopkins played it across the front. That puck just kept on coming. Over the line, Butkowski weaves to the front. Tip by Spence. Nice save by Ivan Kovic.
A good reaction by Ivan Kovic right at the end. Keep off that nifty deflection by Spence.
LeBlanc lobs it in. 4:55 to play in the middle frame. Nesbitt will swing it back all the way around to Daniel Skvortsov. Skvortsov run into by Shamar Moses. I would not want to be on the receiving end of a hit from him. And now it'll run all the way down with 4:41 left here in the second period. And we will hit the break. The West, a 4-3 lead over the East. You're watching the OHL Connor McDavid Top Prospects game presented by Enbridge. Welcome back to the Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game presented by Enbridge. Hey, I know those guys. The Brantford Bulldogs here in attendance to support their team, and we'll go downstairs to Troy Islikar, who's with Brantford Bulldogs coach Jay McKee.
Coach, your impression so far of this game, certainly not your average all-star exhibition game.
Well, I think the tempo's been high. What I like is that the compete has been high. The kids aren't treating it like an all-star game. They're treating it as a showcase to, show how they can play in front of a lot of scouts and GMs, and I commend them for that. It's good to see.
And did you have a fight on your bingo card coming into tonight's game?
No, I did not, but like I said, they're playing with passion. They want to show their abilities and what they're made of, and I didn't have it on my bingo card, but it's competitive sport, and it's highly spirited. That's good.
Thanks very much for your time. Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much, Troy. I'm not surprised. This is the kind of game that Jay McKee would enjoy. Carmiris looking for the return feed from Valeris, and Kaprowski will get on top of it.
I think so. I asked Jay, we were chatting with him, we asked him before the game, like, if you were a player, how would you play this game? And he says, well, OHL Jay.
That's right, yeah.
Would have played it a certain way. NHL Jay would have played it a different way. So, Jay McKee, one of the better defensive and shot blocking defensemen in the National Hockey League during his time.
Yeah, I've often said that Jay McKee did not invent blocking a shot, but he's the one that turned it into an art form. As Zada now centering Griffin and Young.
Yeah, and again, we appreciate both coaches, Jay McKee and Chris Lazary, their time before, during. They've just been fantastic to deal with over these last couple of days.
And just absolutely not a surprise. We know what a gentleman Jay McKee is, and Chris Lazary. I've had the chance to talk to him before, and he is always a first-class individual. As the puck up ahead, Young will twist. Puck sent around the backboards. Cameron. You gotta have guys behind the bench that can set the culture, and Jay and Chris certainly do that, Norm. Passmore off the wall and out.
Yeah, I think
Griffin and Young ahead. On the left, Young on the right. Saved by Kaprowski.
Looks like Young might have just healed that a little bit off the feet, or maybe was trying to take a little bit off at the full Kaprowski. Maybe take advantage of him coming across aggressively, the goaltender.
Carson Cameron tosses it. Zada battles it. Gonna get it loose again. And that'll be taken on by Lombardi. Onto the right wing side.
You've got goalies in your family. Do you think they'd want to go first or second in a game like this?
First.
First.
Yeah. Well, Chase likes the spotlight.
Right.
Brustevich down low on the left side. Coming around the back. Across for Romano. And it is swing and a miss. Romano out top.
But similar outcome to the chance Young had at the other end a moment ago. That puck just kind of healed a little bit on Romano.
Bedkowski at the point. He gets run into. Puck sent low. Zada over to Brustevich on the backhand. Blocked off by Carson Cameron.
Cameron just hung in there on that play and just shut off the entryway for Brustevich.
You heard the ooh in the crowd, and that was Passmore caving in Harmer. Puck taken down by Owen Griffin, who got knocked down to a knee, and he'll float it high. Bedkowski intercepts.
Passport 6'4", 212.
And the drive from Misiljevic on the left wing held off by Ivan Kovac. Now,
Again, we got another.
yeah, Bedkowski down to the front of the net. You asked the question about the goalies in my family and what they would want to do. Now, if they were playing in this game together, it would definitely be Chase wanting to go first, and of course, Dad being Jerry Cheever's kind of guy.
Right.
He could come off the bench just with the towel around his neck and be fine.
Here's the opportunity just a moment ago.
No mask.
Griffin and Aiden Young, and they've had some. They've been involved in two of the 3 Team East goals, and no mask. Yes.
Would it surprise either of you that he had a Jerry Cheever's mask with the stitches painted in it?
Oh, I believe it. He probably played with it.
I think he did.
Here we go again.
Oh, it's Deach and Glavin. I hadn't even seen them talking to one another, but they'll go center stage. Oh, Deach right away with the right hand. Glavin comes over the top. Glavin lands the jabs and then the uppercuts. Deach over top. Glavin responds. Glavin has been working that jab and it fed right into a right hand. Deach lands one of his own. These guys might want to consider calling it a day. Glavin over the top. Deach swings at him. And now Glavin will get the body lock up top. What a bout.
Yeah, equally matched. Deach 6'2", 191, and Glavin listed here at 6'2", 198. And they gave the fans here something to cheer about.
Well, if you had any doubt that these guys wanted to play for real here today, that just about put it to sleep. That was a heavyweight tilt right at center ice.
Yeah, right off the draw, too. So clearly some previous conversation had happened. Troy, you're talking about some of the chirping starting up down at ice level, and clearly other conversations were happening as well.
Yeah, those competitive juices are definitely flowing, and I've seen more and more guys talking, more and more guys giving the grin. Yeah, it's I'm not surprised that this has happened twice now in this game.
We got 21 minutes and 53 seconds left in this hockey game, and at this pace, we're going to have nobody left. As Kluche down low. Spence trying to locate the puck. Whacked out of the air by Jacob LeBlanc. There, Mamedovski loosens it up. Brustevich off the wall and right back in. Aitchison spins it around the back. Avery with a touch out to neutral ice. Josh Avery getting to skate here with Amidovsky and O'Brien with Martone serving a fighting major. As the puck will run all the way down, and LeBlanc, first man back on the icing.
Yeah, pretty even game here. We got a 4-3 game, shots 23 apiece, and you know, typically there's some folks trying to prognosticate how a game like this is going to turn out, and you know, by looking at the rosters and the ratings, and really it's played out pretty even game so far.
Yeah, if you're the OHL overall, you got to be real happy with what you've seen through almost 40 minutes. If this was a concept for the future, this has been a real winner. Hopkins to the end wall, he'll collect. Looking to shovel it out high. Spins it back behind the goal as Jelsma was in the neighborhood. Brustevich off the wall, Spence through the middle of the ice. And Passmore will send it off the glass. Evan Passmore on a blue line pairing with Grayson Tiller in Barrie, and to my eyes, Norman, the other 4 members of that group get a lot of attention in Barrie, but they might be one of the most underrated pairs in the Ontario Hockey League.
Solar eclipse when they're out there.
A little bit. Hopkins on for Jelsma. Valeris flying forward. Puck got batted away from him. Misa going the other direction off the right wing side. Misa for Nesbitt just at the edge of his reach. Puck flashed up around the back wall. Cameron Reed, who's got 3 assists in the game, bats it down. Nesbitt left circle, cuts in on his backhand. How did Ivan Kovic even see that?
Yeah, just stuck with it, didn't he? Battled that puck all the way.
Hayes back out high. Martin's drive. Save made by Ivan Kovic. Jelsma, a chance to look forward for Hopkins, just too tight to his skates.
That timing just a little bit off on that pass. He had Hopkins.
Travis Hayes over the blue line. He gets met by Cameron. Nesbitt holds up for Martin, and he'll get that shot off before the buzzer, but Ivan Kovic will hang on. 4-3 through 40 minutes, and an entertaining 40 it's been. You're watching the Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game, presented by Enbridge. Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game presented by Enbridge. Wearing the C for Team East is the Brantford Bulldogs' own Jake O'Brien. He's standing by with our Cassie Turkstrom.
Thanks, Reed. So you're known for your relentless work ethic. So as team captain tonight, how will you motivate the guys to put in the same amount of effort?
Yeah, we'll just talk to them about the pressure of playing this game. Don't be too nervous about it. Just work hard, play your game. And yeah, it's a close game. It's going to be a good one coming in the third period.
You have a great ability to set up plays and handle the puck, but what do you think is your greatest strength?
I think it's my hockey IQ and my ability to make plays under pressure. I feel like that's my biggest asset, and I feel like I make others around me better.
And Brantford is known for its fans, so how important was it for you to play this game on home ice and have their support behind you?
Yeah, it's cool. It's a sold-out crowd tonight. They're all here to support us, and it's good to show the other teams what they are all about and how much passion they have for us. And yeah, it's just great.
Thank you so much for taking the time. Good luck in the third. All right, we'll be back with more of the Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game right after this.
Welcome back to the Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game presented by Enbridge. What a treat it is at the second intermission as Michael Andlauer departs as Bulldogs owner, the man who brought hockey to Brantford, the men who will assure the future of hockey in Brantford. One of them standing next to me is Spencer Hyman, who has purchased the team along with his father Stu and brother Zach, who you may know plays for the Edmonton Oilers. Spencer, congratulations. Welcome to the Bulldogs family.
Yeah, thank you, Reed. It's a real honor to be here. It's super surreal that today is now real, and we're just so humbled and honored to be here and to be joining the Bulldogs family.
You know what gets a little bit scary is I go back in my history, and one of the first games that I called on cable television was a Hamilton Red Wings game, and leading that team was Zach Hyman and Spencer Hyman. And now we're all back together all these years later. It's starting to get a little bit strange, isn't it?
You know what? When I walked into the Brantford facility for the first time, it's just there's so many parallels from our past in Hamilton. So many people, so many familiar faces, and it just feels like home. It's a really special environment that Michael Andlauer has created here, and we're so excited to just continue the goodwill and keep moving this thing in the right direction.
What made Brantford the right place for yourself, your dad, and your brother?
You know what, I kind of said it in the press conference where it's the madhouse. It's the environment. It's the feel you get when you walk into this facility. It's the people, the community, they care. When Zach went into free agency, the biggest thing that he looked for is for a community and a city that cares about hockey, cares about their team, and he chose Edmonton. we chose Brantford because Brantford cares about hockey.
Oh, yeah.
We're just very happy and thrilled that we're the new owners and leaders of the Brantford Bulldogs.
And you guys go so far beyond just what everyone's going to see on the ice or in the Madhouse itself, into the community. I am so privileged that I get to take the players out to do the school visits, and you were talking the other day, you want to go so much further than that and take the work that's been done by the Bulldogs Foundation with Michael Landlauer leading that, combining with the efforts of your family foundation, and get the Bulldogs involved everywhere that we can.
Yeah, no, it's it's something that's really important to us. The three things that we stress is family, community, and charity. And being able to give back to the Brantford community. We support the Toronto community that we're from, the Edmonton community that Zach has now with his family laid roots, and we look forward to laying roots down here in Brantford, and part of that is giving back and using our platform and using the Bulldogs in order to better others, and help other people in their life. So for us, the Bulldogs Foundation is one of the core reasons why we wanted to pursue this opportunity. Michael Andlauer has done a phenomenal job with it, and Peggy Chapman, who's an absolute superstar that works for the organization and runs the Bulldogs Foundation. I can't wait to start working with her on that and look for new ways to support the Brantford community.
Now, when your brother had the idea that he wanted to own an OHL team, I know your family's looked at it in the past.
Yep.
What was your reaction when Zach says to you, I'm going to buy a team and I want you to come along with me?
You know what? My brother Zach wears a lot of different caps. He's a published author.
Tremendous author, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. He's a philanthropist, and obviously he's an incredible hockey player. But the best cap that he wears is he's the best brother you could possibly have, and he's a family first person. So, we're a very close-knit family, and to have this opportunity to work in the Ontario Hockey League is an honor. To have the opportunity to do it with your father and your brother, there's nothing more special than that. So it's a family environment here. It's something we preach wholeheartedly. We want our staff to bring their kids and their families to the facility, to the rink. Because like I said, junior hockey is about so much more than just the hockey. It's about the community and the environment and the family.
When you talked about family, when you met with the staff the other day, it really hit home to me personally, because I'm so close with my dad and my brother.
Yeah.
And they're watching this game right now.
Shout out to Reed's dad and brother.
It felt so real, so personal to you to come in for the same reasons that it feels like everybody here wants to be involved.
Yeah.
It just felt like there's such an aligning of the values of the Hyman family and what the Bulldogs have and continue to stand for. Was it the same feeling that this was just an immediate mesh?
It's the exact same thing, Reed. Like I said, junior hockey it's more than hockey. It's family. It's driving to the rink with your dad, driving to the rink with your brother. It's the goosebumps you get together when you're going into
Getting them right now, thinking of all those times.
Getting ready to go to war with your team and to support your community. So everything we preach is always based off family. Those are our core values, and something that our parents instilled in us from a young age.
Before I let you go, I got to ask you the 15-year lease with the city of Brantford. You have assured hockey remains here. That was a big priority coming in.
That was huge. When we first met with Michael Andlauer, it was such an important thing for him, for hockey to remain in Brantford, and for us it was a no-brainer. I mean, you like I said, you come to the Madhouse on Market, you look at all the fans here, and they love the Bulldogs. The Brantford Bulldogs are Brantford's team forever, and we're just so excited and thrilled that we could give the community that reassurance that the Bulldogs are not going anywhere. And from now on out, Brantford will always be known as, yes, it's the telephone city. It's also the home of Wayne Gretzky, and it's forever the home of the Brantford Bulldogs.
Couldn't say it any better. Spencer, congratulations again to you and your family. So excited to get the chance to work with you in this capacity now.
Thanks, Reed.
And
Reed was the best of the Hamilton Red Wings, so now we're back together in Brantford. It's going to be amazing.
I appreciate it. It's great to have you back again, and we'll certainly have you around the booth in plenty of times. We'll be back with more on the Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game presented by Enbridge. Welcome back to the Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game presented by Enbridge. It's Reed Norm back with you up top. The West holding a 4-3 lead over the East. Norm, we'll go back into the second period and see how we got there.
Yeah, teams exchange goals in the second period. And, for the East, the first goal, slightly reminiscent of their third goal game, slightly reminiscent of one earlier involving these same three players. And it's going to be Owen Griffin who started this rush, who's going to finish it off a nice little feed from Amidovsky.
Those Buzz Schneider, John Harrington, and Mark Pavlich. Never mind.
And then heading the other way, it's going to be the Kitchener. Again, gets involved. Romano's already at a goal. Now his teammate Misojevic gets another one there. Great shot by David Egoroff. Cameron Reed, another member of the Kitchener Rangers, with 3 assists in this game, as well as the Rangers are all over that score sheet.
Owen Griffin from Amidovsky and Young. It's not the miracle, guys. I get it.
Right.
Adrian Misojevic from Cameron Reed at 8:32 gave the West back the lead. Norm, we've seen incredible end-to-end action in this game, and as you pointed out in the second period, it doesn't feel like the pace is slowing down even after we've had a couple of tussles.
Yeah, and I think what you're also seeing, you see that shots on goal in the second period. West out shooting the East 16-10, and it started to feel a little bit like the ice was starting to tilt in the West's favor as that second period went along. We'll see what we get here in period 3 momentarily.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that no chance for the goaltenders to warm up.
Right.
Didn't seem like they missed it. Ivan Kovic and Kaprowski came in. They've been fantastic.
Yeah, both tested early. It looked for a second like maybe the East had tied the game up, but the officials gave a quick review and saw that it was a no-goal. But, yeah, both goaltenders stepping in cold and playing well. But, these guys are used to being ready at a moment's action. Bat signal goes on, off they go.
The bat signal. We also have confirmation my dad did play in the Jerry
Right.
Cheevers mask. We'll be back with more. Period 3 on the way. The Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game presented by Enbridge. Welcome back to the Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game presented by Enbridge. And wherever you are watching pretty well around the world tonight, whether it be on Rogers, your TV, Eastlink, YouTube, Facebook, or any of the other outlets we've managed to squeeze in, we welcome you back inside the Madhouse, the Brantford Civic Centre, and hope that the entertainment has been up to snuff. I can't see, Norm, how it couldn't be at this point.
Yeah, and just to pull a few numbers from the first 40 minutes of play, Cameron Reed, as we mentioned, 3 assists to lead all players in the game. Brady Martin with a goal and 5 shots on goal. No other player is close to 5 shots on goal. And on the east side, Aiden Young a couple of assists, Owen Griffin a goal and assist, and Liam Amidovsky with a goal and an assist, pacing that East Conference attack.
5-on-5 to start period 3. And the good news for Team East, they have the services of Porter Martone back after serving his fighting penalty against Quinn Beauchesne. The positive, you get Martone back. The negative, you got to play against Beauchesne again. As Bedkowski to the end wall to open up period 3 with Amidovski over top of it. So that line shuffle has stayed in place. Amidovski, right wing corner. Gonna press that along to O'Brien. Working up the right wing wall, back low to Amidovski. Martone gets loose in front. Bedkowski with the radar sweep to knock that loose.
Yeah, Bedkowski just got the stick in there at the last moment to swipe that puck away from Porter Martone.
Carson Cameron with the chop forward down to the left wing side. Kaprowski spins it around the back. Tossed by Cameron over towards O'Brien on the left. He's met by Kluche. Puck freed up to Misa. O'Brien won it right back. Martone to the slot. Save made by Kaprowski. Well, that's not a guy you want bearing down on you with the puck.
No, and again, another steal by Jake O'Brien, who just gets the stick lift in and sends his line mate Martone in for a good opportunity.
Jake O'Brien, like an astrophysicist, manipulates time and space. Ekberg on for Karmiris' backhand. And Matthew Kaprowski able to close down on that. Puck actually rolled behind him and died on the goal line.
Yeah, Karmiris right-handed shot coming in, didn't have a whole lot of options. He received that on the backhand coming in on the off and ended up just getting a backhand on goal. But as you say, Reed, it almost squeezed through. Good feed by Ekberg to send Karmiris in on the wing.
I don't know if anybody in the building realized how close that was to being a goal.
Well, a couple people probably did.
I meant, yeah, the people up behind.
Right.
Until Kaprowski moved, I had no idea it had fallen through him.
A lot of equipment there.
Well, sometimes, as I've been told by goaltenders, that when it gets into you, you can't quite tell where it is. You just hope that it stayed there.
Right.
Jack Ivankovic, and they're saying it did not go straight up and out, that it caught glass first. Now, you can't give the goaltender a delay game penalty in this game, can you? Come on.
I don't think they're going to.
No.
We have had our share of penalties, 2 fights as we talked about. And so I think for folks tuning in that maybe have happened upon this game that aren't regular Ontario Hockey League fans, they've seen a little bit of everything, haven't they?
Certainly
some top
have.
talent.
It has been a marvelous game. And again, for the OHL trying something new this year, instilling this Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game, I think it's a home run, Norm, right off the bat.
Yeah, what I think it gives you, and if you're the OHL Commissioner Brian Crawford, who's our first period guest, it gives you another product, another showcase, something to bring your league together. We're seeing, league executives, staff, all here, scouts.
I've seen them all roll in yesterday. It was a cacophony of colors.
It's a nice little mid-season get-together as well. I'm sure you can run an all-star game, but this is just another way to, showcase your draft-eligible players.
Ethan Zada.
And undrafted players as well.
Absolutely. Puck waved out of the air. Skvortsov twists onto Nesbitt.
And the important thing, too, is there's enough talent in the OHL just on their own to have a game like this. And look what we have, the product on the ice today.
Couldn't agree more.
Talent, I'd also say, Troy, one advantage of the Ontario Hockey League over its two counterparts is geography. This would be pretty tough to pull together in the W.
Yeah. Although I would bet they will attempt.
Yes.
As Romano ties it up. They may have to make theirs a bit more central, though. Because if you're going to hold it in Brandon, players from Spokane may not be able to make it back for games. Jelsma lifts that off the side of the goal. Puck around back of the net for Hopkins. He'll track it down. Josh Avery swings low. Jelsma pulls away from two. Avery around back of the net. Has a look out front. Pinball effect. Hopkins turns it for Aitchison. Ah, that one stung Romano.
Yeah, you heard it. You heard Romano's reaction up here.
Puck down through the left wing corner all the way to the right side. Cameron met by Misiljevic. And Cameron Reed will move that on and out to Carson Harmer, and Luca Romano is looking for an ice bag.
That was a good opportunity there by the East. Got some good offensive zone time, moved the puck around well. Hopkins won that puck in a slot, but then saw he didn't have the great option, so he went back to Aitchison, who then proceeded to sting Romano.
Cameron navigates forward. He'll deliver it on for Jake O'Brien. It was just in behind both O'Brien and Liram Amidovsky. Young knocking Amidovsky to the boards. That'll spring the West forward. Long drive, brought down on the rebound, and now stolen away by Porter Martone. Martone forward with Amidovsky. Pulls up on the right side at Mitch Young. Young takes him to the wall. O'Brien over top of it. O'Brien dealing it out front. Valeris scores! Xander Valeris shelves it. 4-4.
Well, Valeris and O'Brien combined on the first goal for the East that Shamar Moses scored. And here, Jake O'Brien's going to be like a shark. He's just going to come in on the back end of this play. There's a little bit of a scuffle behind the boards. He comes in, picks it up, waits, sees Valeris coming in. Everyone's caught puck watching, and Valeris cruises in. Nice finish to tie the game at 4. Troy, what did you see down there at ice level?
Yeah, Valeris had all kinds of time, and I thought that was going to, Kaprowski was going to have an adjustment to it, but he just wasn't able, and it was a really nice shot by Valeris.
Valeris sneaking that one on a dart underneath the crossbar as Skvortsov will go back for it, and it's icing just barely against Team East.
Yeah, and Valeris, as we talked about, playing for the East, even though he is now a member of the Saginaw Spirit.
Yeah, Chris Lazary, he might be happy, he might not be, but that's his player out there playing for the East.
Yeah, he's got a goal and an assist in this game.
That's my guy. That is my guy. Oh, goodness. Yeah, the effect of the OHL trade deadline, the teams were already announced. Nolan Jackson went from an East team to an East team. Didn't have to worry about that. But Xander Valeris, part of the massive deals between the Saginaw Spirit and Kingston Frontenacs.
Right.
Valeris, one of 2 players and 16 draft picks.
Yeah, how about that cupboard that Saginaw was able to recoup?
Oh, Dave Drinknell is upstairs, probably sitting next to Matt Turek and talking about how quickly they were able to turn that back around. Hopkins forward for Jelsma, right circle. Spence, he'll start it out on the left side. Getting over for Skvortsov. Jelsma in the path. Bouncing puck. Jacob LeBlanc through the center circle. Carries wide, working at Skvortsov. Tuck that out in front of Beauchene. Skvortsov right back on the puck. The Storm pair on the ice together. As LeBlanc spinning loose from Misa. And LeBlanc just didn't have enough space to make it work. Caleb Deach to intercept.
Yeah, both teams running 7 defensemen, so they're just kind of throwing them out as they go here. Everyone's getting the opportunity to play with different partners.
Next 2 guys, open the door.
Yep, no cutting the line. You go off first. You go off second, you go to the end of the line.
I'd be the guy sitting on the bench going, no, that's all right, I'll take an extra one.
It's like the most intense game of pond hockey you've ever seen.
Shamar Moses makes his way forward for Philip Ekberg. Well, I think we left pond hockey at the door, at the penalty box door, Troy. As Martin on the right wing side tried to toss that out front. Been too many fights for pond hockey unless you grew up playing in Gage Park. Shamar Moses slides that one across.
Well, been there, done that.
Brustevich around the back. Oh, Brustevich and Moses come together. Brady Martin, right wing side, through the corner, around the back of the net. Martin collects, it'll be shoveled back into the corner. Hayes onto Martin, left circle. He hit the goal post. Martin with it once more. He'll twist high. Feeding over, Nesbitt, low, just missed Hayes. Young around. Puck back towards the line. Martin just rescued that. Nolan Jackson trying to find it. Travis Hayes loosens it up. Over to the puck is Moses. Won't come off his stick, and now he'll send it down the rink, and that's an icing.
Yep, that group was looking for a change, but not going to happen. So now they'll get the advantage of the TV timeout, though.
13:21 left to play in the third period. 4-4 the Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game presented by Enbridge. Welcome back to the Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game presented by Enbridge, and I believe that's a McDavid jersey center scene. Boy, our Rogers TV crew doing yeoman's work over there. They found the Bulldogs in the crowd. They found the McDavid jerseys. As David Bedkowski all the way back to the line. Connor McDavid just recently having his jersey raised to the rafters in Erie. Good friend of the broadcast, the voice of the Otters, John Bednar, got to MC that.
Yeah, timing just worked out perfect, right? The Oilers were playing in Pittsburgh and then they're on their way to Chicago. So it worked in well in the schedule.
Jack Ivankovic around the back.
And well-deserved recognition, clearly.
Oh, absolutely. Zada forward. He's got Aiden Young working off the right side. Beauchene just gave him enough trouble to keep him to the outside. Puck up the wall. Carson Cameron able to kick it down. He'll play it low. Aiden Young trying to slide away from David Bedkowski. Easier said than done. Romano challenged, and the puck deflects up and into the mesh out of play. 12:20 to play in the third period.
Yeah, just looking around so far, and East pretty balanced attack. You've now got Valeris, Young, O'Brien, Emedovsky, and Griffin with 2 points each. On the west side, it's fairly heavily Kitchener Ranger impacted. Though Jack Nesbitt has a goal and assist as well.
Emedovsky back to the blue line. Carson Cameron walking the line, out at the edge of his reach, pokes it away from Alfano, drops it in low. Slavin on his backhand, sliding it to Sam Alfano. Alfano rink wide, Harry Nancy, left wing side, floats it to the front, and Ivan Kovic cuts it off. 12:03 to play in the third. You mentioned it being heavy on the Rangers on the west side, Norm. How about a tip of the cap to Adrian Misljevic, the OA who's got a goal in the game. He's committed to Clarkson, but his story incredible. An undrafted free agent signed midway through the 2021-22 season by the Rangers. He's carved himself out a great OHL career and will go on to the NCAA if he doesn't sign a pro contract between now and then. It's Jacob LeBlanc to the end wall.
Yeah, lots of pathways, aren't there?
Well, never give up on your dreams. That would be what I would take out of that. As Alfano has that knocked loose by O'Brien.
Yeah, and he leads all undrafted OHL players in scoring.
Puck bouncing into the into the Team East zone. Whoa, got two.
Yeah, first one.
Yep.
You can pull that back out on the weekend.
As Amidovsky will carry it up the right side. Habits die hard. Valeris towards the line. Amidovsky spins it loose. He's got numbers. Valeris left side. Lost the puck as it rolled off the edge of his stick. Marton.
He said 6 skaters on the ice, and then one of the defensemen realized he was the 6th player, and he got off. He was out off the backside of the play, so it was a little bit like a shinny line change.
Kluche just tried to edge his teammate, Valeris, who stepped right into him, and the puck came off the outside of the goal post. Puck knocked down by Misa, left wing side. Works his way to the top, flips it back. Malcolm Spence, his drive. Ivan Kovic got a piece of that with the shoulder, then a run out of the zone and all the way back for Quinn Beauchene. Forward for Misa, and that one will be icing with 10:29 to go.
So good to see the linesman giving a little bit of latitude in a game like this, where the communication isn't quite the same as you're going to see during a regular game where teams are playing with one another. You've got, so yeah, as I say, they had 6 players on the ice, but player number 6 was out of the play. So as I say, like the shinny line change, right? You can make the change on the lazy back check.
I'm still arguing for the return of the in the neighborhood play on the icing.
Anybody listening?
No, I'm not getting anywhere. You know how much power I have? It's like minuscule. Spence off the right side. Drive save made by Ivan Kovic. He'll hang on. And the faceoff will come to Ivan Kovic's left.
Yeah, a couple good opportunities for Malcolm Spence, the Erie Otters forward who ranked 14th in NHL Central Scouting.
Got to believe he's got some family and friends here from Burlington.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guys, I was reading over some of the bios before the game, and a lot of guys, when they asked who the hardest guy they've ever played against, a lot of guys said Brady Martin, and that's pretty impressive for a guy who hasn't been in the league that long.
Just from what we've seen so far tonight, Troy, that doesn't surprise me at all. Fast, physical, speaking of which, Evan Passmore and Jack Nesbitt are tied up, and Nesbitt and Passmore trying to get loose. Passmore with the takedown. They couldn't get themselves straightened out after they got the gloves off. So Passmore finally said, all right, I'll just go for the single leg. And both of them will head off to the penalty box.
Passmore, one of 3 players in this game. I mentioned earlier, Brady Martin was one of the others from Elmira, Ontario, as is Mitch Young, who is plays for the Sarnia Sting and a teammate of his West penalized player who's just involved in that fight.
Yeah, Passmore, one of those 06 guys, but with the late birthday, so he didn't become draft eligible until this season. One of 6 on the East team.
Yeah, Porter Martone, the highest ranked of those late 06s that will be draft eligible for this summer.
Yeah, 3 06s that have late birthdays. I guess it's after September 15th, and they didn't become eligible until this season.
Amazing to think that Porter Martone likely still would have been a first-round pick had he been draft eligible last year. This year, likely, I can't see him falling out of that top 4.
There's always surprises on draft day, right? Some pleasant, some unpleasant.
As Brady Martin will be waved out. Travis Hayes will step in. Bo Jelsma up against him. And Jelsma will win that back to Kayshawn Aitchison. Puck tossed forward. It's going to run all the way down for icing with 10:01 left in the third period of this tie game.
Nesbitt, big customer, Reed, involved in that fight from plays with the Wind versus Spitfire, 6'4", 185. And Passmore, no small guy either, at 6'4", 212.
Yeah, Nesbitt just turning 17, January 12th.
Another
18 rather.
Another player ranked real highly amongst North American skaters, 16th in the new midterm rankings. As Kayshawn Aitchison tosses it around the back in the direction of Josh Avery.
And ranking's certainly a predictor, right, of what we might see come NHL Draft Day, but teams will often go off the board or have a different need that they may be trying to address. They may not be looking for a winger at that position, that spot.
Well, and a lot of scouts just see players differently as well. Hayes up ahead, chipping it over the line. Misa down to the end wall.
And offside there. I think it was Martin who was offside on the backside of that play.
Long distance offside.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you might be looking for big physical players. You might be looking for speed and skill. I mean, all sorts of different factors that go in. They do character evaluations, interviews, the whole bit. It's like a job interview because it is.
You watched Draft Day recently?
Not in a while.
To center red, Ekberg over the line to the left wing side. Ekberg tosses it across the front. LeBlanc takes it down the right wing boards. Misljevic steps into him.
Highly underrated movie, by the way.
Tremendous move. Luca Romano skips his way forward. He runs into traffic. Valeris and Ekberg both there. Puck wouldn't come out. Harmer steps down to the front. Sliding play by Shamar Moses. What a defensive play by the battalion forward.
And Moses said the opening goal of the game for the East, and the East has not led in this hockey game yet, 9:03 to go. They have generally been answering a West goal to tie it back up.
And we talked to both coaches at the beginning of the game, and we said, both teams, strong offenses, but I'm so impressed tonight with the defensive zone ability and how hard everyone is trying their own end.
Redkowski along the line. The East will need a little bit more of that right here.
Misaljevic out high on the left for a shot. Ivan Kovic fights that off. Misaljevic rotates again, tossing through the left wing corner. Jackson lost his stick as he tied up with Harmer. Each over. Griffin's there as well. Jackson trying to roll his way loose. Puck comes around the wall as Glavin and Zada step into one another. Ethan Zada's had a bit of a shift to disturbing mentality.
He's been involved. Now he's still going at it with Glavin.
We're done.
He's holding Glavin's stick, but making it look like Glavin's the instigator.
He's got the chicken wing going on it. Sam Alfano will deal it back out high to Lombardi. Lombardi on his backhand shovels it through the crowd. Oh, and Griffin will find it off the Ivan Kovic kick save.
Yeah, we had a perfect angle. That from our broadcast position, you can see that he just had it tucked in. Zada with 41 points in 41 games for the Ice Dogs is there. Perhaps one of the surprise stories of the Ontario Hockey League this year, Niagara Ice Dogs.
Absolutely. Aitchison's drive. Kaprowski, he's got it somewhere in there. And he'll hang on. I think it came off his arm and into his glove. Kayshawn Aitchison, all kinds of pace, coming down the left side and ripped it.
Ice Dogs currently leading that Central Division and tied with the Oshawa Generals for top spot in the Eastern Conference, just like we all predicted.
Right.
But full credit to them, getting great goaltending from Owen Flores, and they can score some goals.
They certainly can. Andre Loshko, great pickup there on waivers. Lombardi, left side, trying to twist that to the front. Jake O'Brien looked to pull it loose. It came right back to Ivan Kovic. He'll hang on, and now Cameron and Alfano going at one another. Cameron threw the gloves off. Alfano sheds his. And I think they waited a little bit too long if they wanted to go.
Right.
The linesmen, Gale and Kibowicz, were already in there. We can hear some of the fans with Troy downstairs. As the fans wanted them to let them go.
Yeah, Carson Cameron giving up a couple inches and a few pounds on that one. Probably just as well it ended the way it did.
Cameron 6'1", 193. Sam Alfano 6'4", 206. 3 inches, 13 pounds.
Neither one of them big penalty minute players so far this year.
We will stay 5-on-5.
Yep. Fourth scuffle of the game. That one didn't get to the fight status, but look, can we classify that as a scuffle?
Yeah, let's go scuffle. 3 fights and a scuffle.
They both got majors out of that, so it's the guys that matter classified it as a fight.
Now we may have to put guidelines out at some point because we've had a couple incidents, a brouhaha, a scuffle, 3 fights. Like, where's the dividing line? As Cameron Reed off the left side, out front, and Jake O'Brien spins that away. Back for the puck, Luce on demotion. So 4 minutes to each, 2 for roughing and 2 for unsportsmanlike conduct.
So a scuffle.
Yeah, that's a scuffle. I imagine the unsportsmanlike came in when they both took the gloves off.
Right.
Puck bounced forward by Valeris.
Just quite not to the brouhaha level.
Yeah, now we're really going to have to create a scale. Beauchene up ahead. Michael Misa behind everybody on his backhand. Oh, Ivan Kovic, what a stop! Jack Ivan Kovic, outstanding. Jake O'Brien forward for Porter Martone. Trying to lay that back. Hopkins up on the play. That'll roll loose. Kluche charging forward. Great back check by Hopkins. Misa will find the loose puck. Jackson ran 2 Team West players into one another. Jack Ivan Kovic did everything he could just to stay with that puck. LeBlanc, puck batted out of the air. Fans starting to get behind that east side. Jelsma spins it back in the direction of Jackson. Jackson guides it off the boards. It'll bounce all the way down. Young to the end wall. Tied up, Avery trying to get loose. And Kaprowski puts the glove on top.
I think as
West teammate Travis Hayes just shoveled it in puck into Kaprowski for safekeeping.
5:55 left in a 4-4 third period. You're watching the Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game presented by Enbridge. Welcome back to the Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game presented by Enbridge. The black and gold well represented tonight in Brantford, but everybody has been cheering on Jake O'Brien and the light blue of Team East. As the puck drawn back out through neutral ice, what I realized in the first intermission was Brian Crawford and I were wearing alternating suits.
Right.
So he had the dark blue with the light blue shirt. Jelsma rockets his way forward. Avery on the right side. Jelsma's drive cut down by Kaprowski. Jelsma out front. Hopkins drive. Kaprowski takes that one too.
Yeah, really good chance there between Hopkins, Avery, and Bo Jelsma. Jelsma from the Brantford area, getting a chance to play in the rink where he played so much of his minor hockey, as well as the Gretzky Centre, not far from here.
Beautiful facility too at the Gretzky Centre.
Oh, it's fabulous.
As Jelsma will lean in up against Martin. Home of the Brantford Titans of the GOJHL. LeBlanc's drive gloved down by Kaprowski.
There you can see this game. You know, we were pretty wide open first period, 3-2, and then teams trade goals, and now it's winning time. You know, the East has tied it up with one goal here in the third, and now you can see it started to tighten up a little bit as this third period has gone along. LeBlanc
to the front. Jelsma couldn't direct it past Kaprowski.
Got a strange feeling of deja vu on these last couple of sequences. Face-off win, back to LeBlanc, shot on goal.
Yeah, it's the overagers for Team East teaming up here.
West is going to take advantage of the chance to make some changes.
Jelsma leaning in against Romano. And little linesman, that was Devin Gale saying that they were encroaching on that attacking left side for the East.
Do-over.
And Romano wins that one back. That broke a string there for Jelsma. Puck up ahead, Harmer sneaking in behind the defense. Carried on wide. Skvortsov handles down, wanted it for Cameron Reed. It's offline. Reed kicks it back to his stick. Indirect forward for Misseljevic. Great weight. Now to Romano. His drive. Glove save made by Jack Ivankovic.
Oh, flourish at the end of the save by Ivankovic as he stops Luca Romano, who has a goal in this game so far.
Who was the first goaltender you saw do that? A little wrist flip on the end.
Oh, I can't say if I can recall the first. I mean, certainly recall Patrick Waugh.
That's okay. All right.
I'm just going to say Patrick Waugh, yeah.
We're all on the same page then.
With a certain flair in some of his saves.
That's the first goaltender that I remember as a kid seeing do that.
As he stares you down.
Yeah. Yeah, a few Vezinas, some Stanley Cups. Yes. Of course, there'll always be the debate between Brodeur and Waugh. And then, of course, throw the great Vladislav Tretiak in there. What would happen if he played in the NHL? Misseljevic in the direction of Romano. Back into his own zone. Ekberg trying to bat the puck down. Misseljevic for Brustevich. And it'll be taken by Philip Ekberg. You put Dominik Hasek in that same conversation, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Misa charges his way forward to the slot. Swing and a miss.
That puck just fell behind as he went to take that shot.
Moses onto the left side for Ekberg. 4:10 to go. Passmore.
Fortuitous.
Whoa,
change.
lobbed it into the crowd. Great catch made down in the first row below us.
Yeah, and they're ruling it hit something on the way out. It didn't go straight out, so no delay of game. Passmore stepped on the line change when I think Team West thought they're going to have a breakaway going the other way.
We will, if needed, in the next 4:03, if nothing changes, have overtime and a shootout.
Okay.
In the Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game. Passmore, D to D for Jackson. Up to Zada. Young, wide, carrying on the right side. Puck is stripped loose. Spence goes rink wide in the direction of Nancy. Nancy trying to swing the puck away. It'll be laid back. No, I thought he was going to go back in the direction of Misa. Nancy kept going lower with Bedkowski, creating havoc. Spence, puck tipped away by Zada. Rolled behind the goal. Nancy around for Misa. Tosses it front. Spence just couldn't handle the puck. This line has changed up a little bit from the beginning of the game as well. Kluche was on this unit. It's Harry Nancy now. Misa around the back. Spence trying to spin that to the front. It'll escape past both defensemen and out. 3:06. Bedkowski off to Misa, right circle. Played it below the goal line. Jackson into Bedkowski. Misa trying to play it out high, and it's Liram Amidovsky going the other way. Porter Martone charging on the right or on the left side. Tried to play it back right for O'Brien. Went through the crease. Martone to the left point. Polaris gonna swing that to the front for Amidovsky. Tied up by Hayes. Dueling 29s. O'Brien working high at Young. Puck pinballing around the end wall. Amidovsky reaching in. Martone spins. O'Brien to the top. Polaris swoops it along. LeBlanc's drive. Carried up into the mesh, out of play. 2:22 left in regulation.
Hayes was without a stick, but some work by the bench staff. Equipment manager Lester 2. Get that stick out to Hayes.
Yeah, you got Lester 2 down on the west bench. Chris Cook down on the east bench. You got two of the best equipment managers going.
Yeah, it's definitely an all-star game when you're talking about equipment managers.
I never miss an opportunity to give a shout out to Chris Cook.
Yeah, I had to talk with him in between periods, and actually he was the one that predicted these fights. He says, I could sense it coming.
Puck around the back for Amidovsky. Martone. And that'll run past and out. Aitchison.
Great closing speed there by Aitchison. That puck looked like Martin was going to win the race, but he just Aitchison just had that angle and just outraced him for it.
Martin tosses forward to Hayes. Right back, and ooh, that hit the linesman Gale. Play would be offside because of it. Devin Gale just keeps going. Toughness on the linesman. Jacob LeBlanc navigates away from Romano for Hopkins. Hopkins to the end wall. Gelsman cracks that loose. Puck swept away. Misa trying to guide that along. Romano with Hopkins and Nesbitt still tied up. Lavin will drop it into the offensive zone. Buck 23 to go. 4-4. The inaugural Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game presented by Enbridge. And what a battle it's been. Misoljevic on his backhand to the front. Save made by Ivan Kovic. Puck batted down by Hopkins. Team East trying to turn the favor. Avery off the stick of Beauchene, round back of the net. Under a minute to go. Gelsma collects. Fed on to Avery, and the puck on edge. Rolls up and out of the zone.
I think a stick from the West team just got involved in that lane there, Reed, and just interrupted that pass going back to Jackson.
Puck coming all the way down. Ivan Kovic gets rid of it in a hurry. Josh Avery spins it back for Nolan Jackson. Wanted Shamar Moses, 24, not 94. And the puck will carry all the way down the rink.
No, 35. Yeah, I was supposed to say 35 seconds, 4-4 game. Just like we all called it, right?
Sure.
Shots 35-31 in favor of OHL West over OHL East.
Calling a timeout here.
Whoa, Chris Lazary wants to draw something up on the board. 35.3 left. Probably an appropriate time now to say a big thank you, first of all, to Michael Andlauer, Matt Turek, the Brantford Bulldogs, and now the Hyman family, Spencer, Zach, Stu, for allowing me the opportunity to be in this position to call the inaugural Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game. And a thank you to my broadcast partners, Norm, Troy, and Cassie, for being a part of this. I could not possibly share this with anyone else other than you three, who I so enjoy working with, and my mom, my dad, my brother, and my wife looking care of the two boys at home, for allowing me to be out here on a Wednesday night where I was not originally scheduled.
Well, right back at you as well. It's fun to be here and a great opportunity to be involved in calling this this first OHL Top Prospects game. I know I missed a couple of things in there, but you'll pick it up on the read, right?
Well, if it wasn't you that was calling it, Reed, it certainly wasn't going to be Norm and I, so we're just glad you're here.
I'll take it, guys. Yes, Carmiris will lean in for the drop.
You're going to probably have to put some time back on the clock here.
Yeah, draw done unfairly? Yeah,
Yep.
And right away, Evelyn Russell down in the booth. That was fast. Maybe some of the ghosts in the clock have been relieved. Shamar Moses will lean in as the fans anticipating a puck drop. There we go. Moses gets it back. Passmore. High lob. Young went up to get it. It's poked loose by Carmiris.
Ekberg threw a block there to allow Carmiris come in behind.
Looked like G. Scott with Travion Henderson behind him, didn't it?
Watched enough football on the weekend to recognize a good block when I see it.
Lombardi, I got a game I'm watching coming up Monday where I'll be sweating for 3.5 hours. Carmiris around the back. Passmore lost the puck. Nancy was there. Passmore swept it back away. Puck just stuck on him. Ekberg carrying it out of traffic. Oh, why the heck not?
Yeah.
The inaugural Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game presented by Enbridge, and we are going to overtime.
Well, it only makes sense. This game started in 7th gear, and it never really teetered off from there. These guys have been going at it full speed from the drop of the puck. 4-4, perfect third period here. Perfect way to end this one.
Now, here's the interesting part, guys. As we go to this overtime frame, a lot of the players in this game are guys who are regularly involved in 3-on-3 with their clubs. So if you're Jay McKee, if you're Chris Lazary and the staffs, how do you pick who you're rolling over the boards?
Right.
Kaprowski and Ivan Kovic will change ends. It'll be the long change. It appears Keishawn Aitchison, Jake O'Brien, and Porter Martone. Boy, that's quite the setup for Team East.
Yeah, all potential first-round NHL draft picks.
And on the other side, Michael Misa, Cameron Reed, and Adrian Misiljevic.
Going with the chemistry with Reed and Misiljevic from Kitchener, and then Misa, the number 3 overall rated prospect.
5 potential, very likely, first-round NHL draft picks out of 6. The 6th man leads all undrafted players in the OHL. Jake O'Brien will lean in with Michael Misa. Possession, always a key in overtime. 5 minutes on the clock, puck is down, and O'Brien bests Misa on the drop. Keishawn Aitchison will collect it. Emerging from behind his own goal to the right side, O'Brien. O'Brien didn't like what he saw moving forward. Cameron Reed pursues him. O'Brien on to Aitchison. Wanted it back to O'Brien. Cameron Reed, the defenseman, was way up on the play. Drops it back to Misiljevic. Stolen by Martone. Martone from the left corner. Misiljevic right onto him. Martone swept it loose. Across the front, Aitchison wouldn't land for him. O'Brien busts his tail, gets back to it neutral ice. O'Brien on the quick curl. Feeds left. Martone Holds out high, uses the size. Martone charges, off a stick, bouncing puck, wouldn't go.
They're going to hit the outside of the post, Reed.
Porter Martone's going to come back to the puck again behind the net. He's tied up with Jevic. Well, that was an interesting first minute. Michael Misa one-on-one with Jacob LeBlanc. Joining in the rush is Beauchene. Save made by Ivan Kovic. Coming right back, Misa. Twists. Martin hammered it over the top. Got too much of it.
Misa plays the first 120 of overtime and now heads off the ice. Fresh group on both sides.
That was a long shift for Misa.
Martin with a look up ahead. Carrying wide to the left. Cuts through on Jelsma, who recovered, pressed into the end wall. Luca Romano spinning it out to the top. Beauchene, watched by LeBlanc. Romano, watched by Jelsma. And the puck taken back into neutral ice. Approaching 2 minutes gone in the overtime session. Romano attacking at Jelsma. Shot on Ivan Kovic, and he'll hang on. Great work there by Jelsma. He sprinted back to stop that from becoming a real dangerous situation.
And it's saved by Ivan Kovic. It's going to give everybody a chance. Here's an opportunity for the East, probably the best of the overtime so far.
Yeah, as you mentioned there, Jelsma.
Off the post.
Great situational awareness by him. The OA with a lot of experience in overtime. Guys, kind of guys you want in this situation.
Karmiris with Amidovsky and Cameron for the East. Spence and Kluche with Brustevich for the West. This game is just an embarrassment of riches. Karmiris, left wing side. Into the left circle, draws it back. Amidovsky through two, stripped away. Kluche not able to get loose from Karmiris. Carson Cameron pulls back into his own stride. Cameron for Karmiris, 2:35 to go. Amidovsky, he'll swing onto the left with speed, working at Brustevich, left circle, save Kaprowski. Around the back of the net, Amidovsky again, to the top, Karmiris. Cameron making the change for Aitchison. And now I think the rest of the East will start their change off. Aitchison working at Kluche. That's a forward covering back. Aitchison to the front. Kaprowski held it off. Zada wins the puck. Karmiris. He'll swing it into neutral ice. Long shift for Karmiris. Zada collects. He's got Hopkins swinging behind. Zada left circle. Around the back of the net. He'll carry all the way to the top of the slot. Zada turns. Oh, what a glove stop by Kaprowski. Hello, Owen Sound.
Well, interesting. So in regulation, looked at times like the West had the balance of the play, but the East has really driven the play here in the overtime. Probably the two best chances, the Martone chance that went off the post, and then this one just a moment ago by Ethan Zada.
Team East is going to go three forwards here, Troy. It's Jelsma, O'Brien, and Martone.
Offensive zone face-off. Yeah, they're going for it here.
Nesbitt and Jelsma. Nesbitt got the draw initially. Jelsma kicks it loose. Jelsma takes it back into neutral ice. Navigating wide to O'Brien. O'Brien starts his way forward, working into the circle. O'Brien spins back. Has the look on to Martone along the goal line. Martone tried to step out front. He was just met by Betkowski. O'Brien, great play to keep it alive. To Martone. They score! Jake O'Brien to Porter Martone. Team East takes the victory. The inaugural Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game ends in incredible fashion.
Great job by Jake O'Brien keeping this puck in the zone right at the blue line. Strips it away, continues this play on. Martone just parks it right under the pad. Through the 5-hole, gives the East the win.
Yeah, bit of a risk-reward play by Jake O'Brien at the blue line. You're going to see it here. He commits to the interception, and it's going to work out. Otherwise, it could have been going the other way for the West.
It was gutsy by Jake O'Brien. You see, Matthew Kaprowski was actually missing his stick around back of the net, and that allowed for
Porter Martone to squeeze that under the pads.
Just great finish to this game here, and with Porter Martone, you're going to see the play here of O'Brien right now. The pass is going, he just steps in at the right moment. He misses that, it's a breakaway going the other way, and Martone just squeezes that puck in by Kaprowski to give the East a 5-4 win. And quite an entertaining night here at the Brantford District Civic Centre.
137 was all that remained in the overtime when Porter Martone tucked that one in. And now instead of the 3 stars to the hockey game, we will have a player of the game presentation on both sides, like you would see in an international setting, and that 97 trophy looming large with the commissioner.
And shout out to Jack Ivankovic, the only goaltender out of the 4 who came in and didn't allow a goal.
Yeah, and a couple of saves late in that third period. Ivankovic was incredible, as Brian Crawford will get set to deliver the Player of the Game awards and that beautiful new 97 trophy. A golf package courtesy of Hockley Valley to the Players of the Game. And Norm, this is a great pick. Cameron Reed for Team West with 3 assists.
Yeah, Reed, 3 assists, was really involved in the game. We saw him in that overtime where he was a one-man forecheck at one point, and he's going to get a chance to play around on a nice track.
Absolutely. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of question on the east side after the play in overtime, but all the way through, 3 assists in the game. The captain of Team East, Jake O'Brien, is player of the game.
Some excited fans here at Brantford seeing Jake O'Brien picked as the East player of the game.
As they should be, and now Jake O'Brien and Cameron Reed will get a picture with the OHL commissioner before Jake O'Brien will be given that 97 trophy. I think he'll be able to drop off the resort package first. And what a beautiful new trophy they've put together for this Top Prospects game. That 97 trophy, very similar to the 99 award that you see given out for the MVP of the OHL playoffs. Oh, this is a nice touch. Both teams getting together around center ice for a full photo of the 2 sides. This is really well done. A picture that will live in the history of the Ontario Hockey League. The first of what we hope, Norm, is going to be many of these.
Yeah, I think in the early returns from tonight, or any indication, this one's a keeper.
Absolutely. Our Cassie Turkstra will be out on the ice when she has the opportunity to go speak with the captain of Team East, Jake O'Brien. He's going to get really used to seeing Cassie. And look at those smiling faces.
Yeah, a chance to be part of something special, right? An opportunity tonight to sort of showcase your talent and, maybe give yourself a little brush, a little bit of credit on the resume, right? For the scouts, the large amount of scouts here in the building and NHL personnel watching.
Yeah,
now an informal handshake taking place. Some laughs, some smiles, some hugs.
Obviously, so many connections between these 2 teams. Saw Jake O'Brien getting a photo downstairs with David Igorov and Josh Avery. Archer Islikar snuck his way out onto the ice.
He's everywhere.
Just awaiting the presentation of that 97 trophy as the teams get some photos together with their teammates. And one funny one down at ice level is there's 4 Saginaw Spirit players wearing white jerseys and one wearing a blue jersey.
Right, and he had a goal and assist Valeris.
And yeah, so many teammates getting pictures together. I don't think Brian Crawford wants to rush this along. I think he's enjoying what's going on.
Yeah, kind of an informal homecoming here.
As, yeah, all the players
Yeah,
kind of working their way around here, Norm.
Jay McKee talking to Travis Hayes, his older brother, Avery.
Yeah, how's Avery doing?
Such
great
a star
to see
here. And, with the Bulldogs and part of an OHL championship team, Avery Hayes.
That incredible 2022 roster, Avery Hayes, Logan Morrison. And Arkasi Turkstra has almost got hold of the captain.
She's working on it.
She's gonna pull him out of the pile and trying to direct Jake O'Brien at which camera he's looking up at. Arkasi Turkstra downstairs with the East captain, the player of the game, Jake O'Brien.
Reed, all right, walk me through your favorite moment from tonight's game.
I think it was the overtime goal for sure. I picked off that pass, kind of risky because if I didn't get that, they would probably went down on a breakaway. But I got it, passed it to Marton, and he made a good move, so that was great.
And what is success in this type of game? How does that add to your confidence as a player?
Yeah, just coming in here, just trying to play my game, not think about too much with all the scouts and everything. So just trying to play my game, and I think I did that tonight.
And these games are great to establish your name and also learn from other players in the league. So with that in mind, what will you take away from this game and just overall experience?
Well, just taking it all in. I'm going to look back when I'm older and think about this experience and play with all the best players in the OHL. It was a cool experience.
Thank you so much. I'll let you go celebrate. All right, Reed, back up to you.
Thanks so much, Cassie. Just behind you, Troy Islikar is standing by with the man who scored the OT winner. He's got Porter Martone down at ice level, Troy.
Porter, big goal in an overtime game like this. It was a rapid pace right from the start. Take me through that goal.
Yeah, Obi made a good play stepping up there and fed me a good pass, and I kind of went in to saw the goalie had no stick, and just put a 5-0. And overall, it's a great event put on by the OHL and a really high-paced hockey game.
Now, as far as you go, what do you need to do to ensure yourself on that stage this summer in the NHL Draft?
Yeah, I think I just need to continue to keep playing my game, keep on working, and I think just being a hard player to play against, and I think that's when I'm at my best, is when I'm doing that. So just continue to do that, and hopefully I'll hear my name called on the stage this year.
And how about tonight? Can you describe, what you thought it might be and what it ended up being in your mind?
Yeah, I definitely knew it was going to be a hard game. I know it was going to be a bit chippy, and I know it's going to be really high skill because everyone here is great hockey players. And I think that's what it was. And, it went down to overtime, so just shows how much depth there is in our league through the draft prospects. So, yeah, it was overall a great game, and I was really had an amazing opportunity to be a part of it.
Thanks very much for your time. I'll let you get back to your teammates and enjoy this win. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yep, best of luck. Guys?
Thanks so much, Troy. And I tell you what, the Bulldogs have 3-3 coming up this weekend. Porter Martone wants to come up here. I'll just stay home.
Sure. Yeah.
Sounded great downstairs with Troy scoring the overtime winner. Great to have both Troy and Cassie downstairs to pick up the setup man, the captain, and the assistant captain who scored the goal.
Right.
Norm, this was an incredible event.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I joked it's a keeper, but yeah, certainly. If you're Brian Crawford for the Ontario Hockey League, you cannot wish for a better outcome than what you had here tonight, right? Sold out arena, some of the top players in the Ontario Hockey League getting a chance to go face-to-face, a competitive, intense game with, okay, we had some fights, we had some physical play, and we go to overtime, and a couple of the league's players who could go in the first round are involved in a game-winning goal. So, I mean, check in terms of the script, right?
We saw 5 potential first-round picks open up overtime tonight. This league is probably, as Brian Crawford said to me when he came up here in the first intermission, in as healthy of a spot as it has ever been. And I think what we saw on the ice tonight really illustrates that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think you look at the type of talent that we get to see not just tonight, but on a regular basis, having the privilege to call the Ontario Hockey League with the Brantford Bulldogs. And I think you see night after night, great plays, great individuals. The skill level continues to rise and rise. I mean, it's funny. You even watch a clip of hockey from 20, 30 years ago, and you almost don't even recognize it versus where it is now. And certainly, a game like tonight is just a wonderful opportunity to showcase that. And all the elements of hockey that we enjoy, right? I mean, we had the physical play. We had all of that mixed in. It wasn't just a dangle fest out there.
No, it was tremendous hockey right from the very beginning. Troy mentioned to Porter Martone, the intensity was there right from the beginning. And if you were scripting this in Brantford, could it end any better than the Bulldogs representative up front, captaining Team East, feeding Porter Martone, another potential first-round draft, very likely first-round draft pick, let's be honest, to finish this one off on home ice with a great play by O'Brien to hold the puck in and a great finish by Martone.
Yeah, good combination of skill, anticipation, hockey sense, all wrapped up into that goal. You heard Martone say he noticed the goaltender without his stick, so he just went 5-0, knowing the goaltender doesn't have the stick there to protect that 5-0. But yeah, just a good night all around. I think good innovation by the Ontario Hockey League, maybe born out of a little bit of some changes around these kind of games. We saw the top Canadian CHL prospects play the USNDTP, U.S. National Development Team.
Yep.
Yeah, I got it in there somewhere. So hey, here's an opportunity, right? And the OHL took full advantage. And yeah, it's one of the advantages this league has, again, is geographical proximity, right? Even Sault Ste. Marie, as far as away it is, it's 8 hours. So, you don't have that with the other leagues. So you have an opportunity to bring your players together, bring your executives, showcase your league for a couple of days, and it's great advertisement for the product.
You know who we didn't call out tonight?
Right.
A little remiss that we didn't. Producer Taylor, who stepped in this year as a rookie for us on Bulldogs coverage, and he's already playing like a veteran. Did a great job for us in the Rogers TV production booth. So proud of those guys and gals that work out to our right and putting this on.
Yeah. Yes. Anyways, I know what you meant. Yeah. Great crew. We stack our crew up against all the crews across the Ontario Hockey League and maybe even beyond. But they do a fabulous job, and we're fortunate to have them, and we appreciate all their help tonight.
Team East with a 5-4 victory over Team West in the inaugural Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game presented by Enbridge. It has been a wonderful, couple of days of hockey capped off by a tremendous game. For my broadcast partners, Troy Islicart, Norm Miller up here, Cassie Turkstra down at ice level, our entire wonderful Rogers TV production crew, I'm Reed Duthie. Thanks for being along for the ride wherever you tuned in from. Jake O'Brien to Porter Martone, a moment in history for the Ontario Hockey League.